Standing in the front of room.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. But you make it round the world when the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. The Popcorn World.
Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Hey y'all, it's your man Lloyd Spence, and find all the latest odds, news, and sports developments, including this year's Wimbledon Finals. Sorry, Serena. Major League Baseball and the latest fighting news, and even next season's early NFL futures, all at BetOnline. Here's what you got to do. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to get your bonus and get into the action. Because it's BetOnline.ag. It's BetOnline. When the game starts, tell them, yeah, boy. The noise music. You're now listening to the Brothers of the Five. At shooting guard, it's your boy, Killer Cam. At small forward, it's Reggie Love. At point guard, C Major. At power forward, Al B. And at center, Mr. Noise, Lloyd Spence. And now, the Brothers of the Five. Yo. We're glad to be here with you tonight. It's been too long, way too long, because we got so much to talk about that we have kind of missed. But we have business to take care of, man. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're businessmen, and we got stuff to do. So we back now. We ready to do this thing. Killer Cam, the white Marcus Smart, Jesse Wright, and of course, still high on championship love, Mr. C Major. We all in the building here tonight. What's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Good, man.
I'm feeling good, man. Chad got me going already this morning. I'm feeling
Y'all are a mess. I mean, I woke up and I was like, "What am I late? Like, what time is the 5 start? Because it seemed like it started at 6 a.m.
I was just trying to get Cam, going. I know he probably just woke up trying to get his juices flowing for the show. That's all.
Well, they going. They are definitely going. I'm telling you, it was a spirited conversation, to say the least, this morning.
It's all good.
Let's see.
It's all good.
Before we go on, I think somebody's trying to block our video already. Boy, I tell you.
Huh?
Yeah, Facebook is tripping. Let me readjust it and we'll get it back on here.
That's crazy.
It's all good. I listen, we'll be back on our own platform. We're gonna get on our own platform here soon. I promise you.
Golly.
Everybody's like, because it don't. I mean, it's just what it is, man. These people be tripping. Okay, I think we're good now. So, everybody's watching. We back up, ready to go on Facebook. Should be anyway. But yeah, man, it's good to see y'all, man. It's
Good to see
you
y'all.
too.
Y'all look great.
Good to see these two Boston Celtics fans. I appreciate
Wow.
it.
Oh man, here we go. Is that what we're doing already? We starting with the Boston Celtics fan. He did what he had to do in the situation. Do I like it? No, I don't like it, but I get it. I understand. It's either that or death, so I get it. You chose assimilation. I can't be mad at him. Sometimes you got to protect your neck.
Just to put me in that
The
position.
Wu-Tang call us that. Protect your neck.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I get it. Man, we got a full show, but we got to start with the breaking news, man. Your boy Donovan Mitchell, man. That was late breaking on yesterday. Not really shocking news in the sense of we didn't kind of see it coming, but it was kind of shocking news in the sense of, wow, what are they doing? Like what are you doing? And Jesse, you can speak to this better than probably any of us because you've lived through it. This feels like typical Danny Ainge, but at the same time, it doesn't feel, to me, it feels weird because Utah is not a destination place. Like, it's not like free agents. I ain't never heard somebody say, man, if I could just get to Utah. Like, so I don't know. I'm confused about the whole blow it up thing. So tell me the method. You probably understand this better than any of us. So let's start with you, brother.
I think back to maybe 2/3 of the way through the season and the way the Jazz performed in the playoffs the last few years, a lot of potential, great regular season teams, running into some injuries, not performing in the playoffs. I think we all had Rudy Gobert leaving before the season was over, right? Sure. And that's before Quinn Snyder was gone and on and on and on. So that's first of all, right? Second of all, the amount of picks that they got for him, right, which is something we already thought was going to happen, was, an absolute haul from Minnesota. And then you couple that with, Quinn Snyder actually deciding to leave, right? How much of a burden are you going to try to put on a 34-year-old rookie coach, right? And I think that, Danny Ainge has experience, right, with rookie coaches. Brad Stevens, this guy understands kind of what they did in Boston, right? Is able to help bring that out and translate that for Danny, right, on the court and in the locker room. And then you couple that with the massive amount of picks that they have. You kind of look at Utah potentially being in that situation that Boston was in 7 years ago, right? When you started with Marcus Smart and then continued to add, right?
Right.
Brown, Tatum, Williams, so on and so forth. So you do that, and then you get a couple of free agent pieces. I think what's going to be very important for Utah is they absolutely have to get some type of a piece back for Donovan Mitchell. You can't go 4 more first-round picks, right? 10 first-round picks doesn't do you any good. Lakers proved that with the AD trade, right? The entire NBA looked back and said, oh, maybe we should have paid that price, right? Because it might have got you a ring. And so, I think picks are good to an extent if you use them wisely. Danny's shown that, he can put together good scouting teams, right? And they're going to have a system, and they're going to have a culture, and they're going to have an identity. And I think all that's going to come into play for them. I really like their new coach. If they lose Donovan Mitchell, I think you've got to look at getting a piece back, right? Whatever that means. And Boston's really similar to Utah in the sense that, Boston isn't a massive destination place either. I don't care what anybody says, right? We couldn't sign major free agents, right? We got Gordon Hayward, right? That he came from Utah, right? Big wow. And I think we traded for Kemba, right? And did we get Kyrie as a free agent? Kyrie might have been a free agent. Unless I can't remember if we traded.
No, he was a free agent. Well, no, I can't remember.
Kyrie was traded.
He was a trade. Yeah,
he was a trade. So Boston hasn't landed major free agents either, right? So I don't necessarily think you have to go that route. I do think that what they were doing wasn't working. There was something with that combination that wasn't working. The Mike Conley contract really hamstrung them probably the first couple of years of Donovan Mitchell being on the team. So, and I love Quinn Snyder as a coach. I just think that it really, if you think about what Danny might be doing, it really resembles kind of that blueprint of I've got a stockpile of picks. I need to use them smartly, right? Pair them together, move up at a couple of drafts, or if they end up being good enough picks, being able to draft smartly, in that top 12 range for a couple of consecutive years. And then you've got to get a piece back with Donovan Mitchell, right? You just have to. And if you're able to do that, then I think you could potentially build something. But I don't think there's a ton of landing spots for Mitchell right now. You know what I mean? Like the Knicks, maybe. Right?
Yeah, I think this is the Knicks to lose at this point. I think.
But then what do you get back if you're Utah from New York?
Well, that's the X factor. I don't know if you can do this deal without getting RJ Barrett back, can you? I mean, I don't understand why you would do it. But and then if you're the Knicks, why would you do that? Because that's the whole reason why you're getting Donovan Mitchell is to pair him and RJ and Jalen Brunson together, and now you kind of got this young core that you can start adding to, and maybe it's attractive enough to get some other pieces later down the road. To me, it's a peculiar move, but there's another scenario that I think might potentially be in the midst of this thing, and it's weird because Utah might save Brooklyn's behind. In that, if they can somehow, because and we're going to get to that here in just a minute with Kevin and all that stuff, but I feel like they've stockpiled enough stuff and pieces that they can become a player all the way across the board. So if and then possibly get a guy to speak to what you're talking about, Jesse. So maybe that's the big play. We've got enough pieces to sit at a 4-team trade table. However that unfolds, with whether it's 4 teams for Kevin or 4 teams for Kyrie or 4 teams for Aiden or 4 teams for whatever. We've got enough pieces to sit at a 4-team table. And that might be why they did it more than anything, or why they're doing it now more than anything, because it sends a clear message to all of the people who are going to try to get in our next question, which is the Kevin Durant question. I think it sends a message to all those teams that want to try to get into that flow. Hey, you need us. We've got a major piece. We've got plenty of picks. Let us at the table and let's sit down and talk about what we can do with it. But Cam, Chad, what y'all think about that?
I feel like I like what Jesse said and everything, but I feel like Dwayne Wade is trying to maneuver him to Miami in some way. I feel like, with their relationship, I feel like he's trying to get him to go to Miami and have that connection. And I'm not sure who they give up. I know it's got to be Duncan Robinson and Mary Hero and some picks or something to that nature, but I'm not sure what Miami is willing to give up. But I think that might be New York is a destination, but I think that might be also a good destination for him to go.
Why do you think that Dwayne Wade is behind it though? That's an interesting allegation you just threw out there, sir. Why are you blaming Dwayne Wade for this?
Because he's Miami Heat royalty, even though he is tied to other organizations, the Jazz. He still has ties to the Miami Heat. And if he can broker that deal between those two, then I feel like it's a easy transfer.
All right, Mr. Cam, you have a nice beverage in front of you, so I know you're in a good place right now. You're gonna make me go join you here in just a second because I feel like I know no man should drink alone.
Can I just say one thing real quick, Lloyd?
Yeah, jump in, buddy.
Hey, Chad. Dwayne Wade is a minority owner with the Utah Jazz.
That's the part that
he is in no way, shape, or form, nor can he legally, collective bargaining, his ownership agreement with the Jazz in any way, shape, or form help enable another team get better like that.
He can always sell his share before it happens.
He just bought in.
I mean, he could rebroker something with Miami. I'm telling you. I know it may be far fetched, but it's a thought. It's a thought.
All right.
You know, people can get in trouble. That's called tampering and all kind of stuff. It wouldn't be worth it at this point. It wouldn't even be worth it at this
We've
point.
seen tampering already this season, so tampering's been going on for a long time. So.
I feel like you're looking at the New York Knicks when you said that. That's just rude. Not to say you're wrong. I'm just saying it's just rude.
My thought pattern of it is that I honestly think that Donovan is Hollywood, that he won't out. When I say Hollywood, I'm not talking Lakers, no. I'm talking Miami, New York, LA, Clippers, something like that. I think Donovan is that kind of a guy. And I think the market in Utah and the fact that, listen, you look over at the Lakers, you look at Golden State, you look at the Nuggets, the Phoenix Suns, you look at them and say, wait a minute, we can't get past these teams. Like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And I think he's that type of guy. Now, for me, nothing personal against Donovan. For me, he is a Robin to a Batman, though. You know, he's not a superstar. He's an all-star caliber player. He's not a superstar. He's not better than Jason Tatum, who we're on the line of saying what he is. I don't know if he's better than Brown.
Better than Jason Tatum?
Hell no, he's not better than Jason Tatum. He's not better than John Morant. He's not Giannis.
I would give you the John Morant. The Jason Tatum, I don't know yet.
Can I tell you who he is to me?
Who is he?
At best, Klay Thomas. At best,
that's pretty good though.
But Klay Thomas is not a superstar.
Klay Thomas is not a superstar.
He's not a top 10 player, not a top 15 player in the league. No.
But before his injury, probably after
before
his
injury, he won a top 10 player.
No, I disagree with before, but now after.
Okay, hey Lloyd, if you want to do it, if you want to play that game, we can play that game where you can name 10 players that's better than Klay Thomas in the league. But before the injury,
but I don't know if I can name 10 players I want before the injury more than Klay Thomas.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you.
No,
that.
no, I know you didn't ask me that. I'm just saying that.
But you know there are 10 players that's better than him. Listen, they just said it best.
Well, right now, maybe because of
Shaq just said it best. It's only like 6 or 7 superstars in the league anyway. When you really come to it and think about it.
Sure, I don't disagree.
No, I don't think Donovan's that guy, and I feel like he want to maneuver and move around. Listen, if the guy could get with KD, that would be a great tantrum because he's not a fighter. He get along with teammates. I think all that was Rudy Gobert. So I don't think he's that guy anyway. So it would be a perfect scenario for the New York Knicks to go find a way and pick this guy up because he would be loyal to New York. And like I say,
but Cam, I got to ask you this question, and I'm really throwing it out to everybody, but I'm gonna start with Cam. I get it for the Knicks. I don't understand how it makes the Knicks that much. Like, it does make them better. Matter of fact, I would say it locks them probably into the lower half of the playoffs. Like, for sure, you're 5 through 8. You're somewhere in that 5 through 8, for sure. So you're either playing in or you're already in. You just barely got in. Somewhere in there. But it doesn't – you're not beating Miami. Even Miami could currently constructed. I don't think that team can beat Miami, dude. Can they?
No.
Okay, I don't think that team currently constructed can beat Boston.
But neither could Utah with Rudy Gobert beat Miami. So that's what I'm saying.
No, I don't disagree with what. First of all, I don't disagree with what Utah is doing. I think I get why they're doing it because it hadn't worked. It just hadn't worked. Like, I don't understand why Portland ain't taking notes. Like, Portland. Damn, like, what are you doing? Like, you just so Portland's philosophy is it is broke and we're not going to fix it because we're going to double down. And the pipes are leaking and the roof is broken. So let's just go ahead and pay Damian Lillard $122 million more to make this franchise stuck in the mud. Like, what? So I get why Utah is doing what they're doing because they're like, we're not going to be Portland for sure. We're gonna at least try to do something better. But I just, without getting a quality player back, I don't know why do it. Does that make sense? Like, I get why you want to do it. I get why you should do it. But who are you targeting to get back? Because you got to be targeting somebody.
So there's a trade out there, right? That came out this afternoon. There's a trade proposal, right? And it's a 4-team trade, right? Brooklyn would pick up Donovan Mitchell.
Brooklyn would. Okay.
Brooklyn would pick up Donovan Mitchell, Mikal Bridges, and Miles Turner.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that.
Phoenix gets KD.
If Miles Turner is healthy, I love that.
Okay. Phoenix gets Kevin Durant.
Okay.
All right. Indiana gets DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
Okay. Replaces Miles Turner. Right.
Right.
Phoenix gets rid of their Ayton problem. They just re-signed Biyombo. And they add KD, right? So all that scoring's picked up, et cetera, right? Defense is picked up. They're good.
Right.
And then Utah, who's given up Donovan Mitchell, gets Ben Simmons, 5 first-round picks. 4 of them from Phoenix and 1 from Indiana, right? So I mean,
that's where it fell apart for me.
If they're starting with Ben Simmons and they already got 4 first-rounders from the Gobert trade and they get 5 first-rounders from the Donovan Mitchell trade, now they got 9 first-round picks over the next 5 years, right? 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And plus their own picks, right? So they're up to like 14 first-round picks over 6 years, right? So two plus around gives you opportunity to package, a 10 and an 18 to move up to a 6. You start adding those key pieces in that range, right?
Right.
And they're not going to be great, first year or 2 probably anyway. And Ben Simmons starts your culture with defense. So, I think every single team in that scenario wins, right? Brooklyn wins because they're gonna get a haul for Kyrie at some point, right? And they can look at getting picks in that scenario. They don't necessarily need pieces. You've got Phoenix win, right? They lose a problem and pick up a top 3 NBA player.
Cam and I are thinking the exact same thing. I bet you. I bet you're thinking the exact same thing. I don't think Utah wins that trade. I don't think Utah comes close to being in it as a win. Everybody else came out great. Utah got screwed.
Somebody has to get fleeced.
No, Utah needs the plan, right? So now they need the ammunition to get that plan. They're not trying to win this trade next year, but they may win that trade when you look back at it in 2026, 27, and you say, hey, look at these 3 players they were able to draft. They took those 14 picks and drafted these 3 players, right? They got a couple of these bench players in the offseason. Ben Simmons sets the tone on, defense for that team. And now you could be looking at, 2 to 3 to 4 all-stars and a strong bench and a young head coach that's matured in the league. And, I mean, Danny Ainge has set the tone for the organization.
And that's the part I don't like, because you're throwing in a player that I don't know. Listen, let's listen. Let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to Ben Simmons. Backs don't typically get better with age.
Facts.
They just don't. Had back problems before he left Golden State and went to Miami. And they have gotten progressively worse as the years have gone on. And that's how it is. Like, yeah, you can have stuff refused, and you can have look at Tiger. Backs don't get better. So this dude is already, he ain't even bust, he's barely bust 25, he's already got back problems. So I don't know if I want to saddle myself with, now I get what you're saying around the long-term thought process and all of the picks, and maybe those picks turn into some great players. That's the real, and it did work in Boston. So maybe it works out. You're going to be dumpster trash for a while, but man, those dumpster trash turns into gold after a while as well. And it's going to have to be that, because it's going to be next to impossible to get free agents to come there and play. So I get it. I just don't know if I want to put Ben Simmons, if I can get something else.
But what are you getting? We just talked about that. You're not getting anything better from New York, right? If RJ Barrett's not included in a trade,
I would take campaign over Ben Simmons at this point.
This is defensive player of the year, man. Stop it.
I got to get something. No, stop it. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh,
I'm not
they
going
do
to take
get
Ben
Cam
Simmons.
Thomas.
Okay, but you got to make it make sense, though. You're going to give me the guy that didn't want to play for his franchise and the guy that just had a fused back surgery? No, give me the guy that I know is healthy.
Hey, Lloyd.
Okay, then Kyrie's untradeable.
That's what I'm going to say. You as a Laker fan, you want the guy that didn't play for his franchise.
Yeah, then Kyrie's
Three of
untradeable.
them.
That's not the different scenario. Y'all know that. That's a different scenario. Y'all know that. Kyrie did not play for his franchise because he didn't want to get vaccinated, not because he didn't want to.
That's one of them. What about Boston?
Well, that was a different scenario too.
Well, what about Cleveland?
He was a butthole. Listen, we'll get to the Kyrie question in a minute because that's a whole other thing. But Ben Simmons literally refused to play because of a myriad of reasons, and so and then when it all pinned out, he was injured. So now you're saying I'm going to take the injured guy in this 4-team trade? I don't know about that, man. But what were you thinking, Cam? Because I'm curious. You made a face.
Oh, just the Kyrie thing. Like, we get Kyrie. You can. I'm loving every bit of it. And listen, I love Kyrie out there saying that I'm going to play with the Lakers, even though some came out today saying that now he wants to stay in Brooklyn. Whatever. I love the fact that he's telling other teams, because this reminds me of typical AD. Hey, because listen, Boston was giving up the best package for AD. They had draft picks, Brown and Tatum in there. That was the best pick for AD. But AD was saying, I'm not going to play with y'all next year because I want to go to LA. So if Kyrie is out there saying that, he's basically forcing his way to LA. So we're going to stand pat.
I think that's I know we're going to get to that in a second.
We're going to stand pat. There's no way we're giving up 2 first-round picks. Bet not.
Well,
and at the end of the day, give up those first round picks. I don't care.
Yeah, who cares? It's like, what difference does it make? Yeah. Well, let's jump right into this because all of this kind of ties together. The Kyrie, the question 1 and the question 2, so we can kind of dance around both of them. Really, KD wants out, Kyrie wants out, and Donovan is being pushed out. So we can now broaden the scope around all the questions and just kind of talk NBA free agency here. To me, it feels like the whole NBA free agency is on a pause button until these guys figure out how to make this KD part work. And it feels like, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, it feels like the key components are now KD, DeAndre Ayton, to whatever degree that's going to play out, and possibly now maybe Donovan Mitchell. Like maybe that part, that whatever this trade looks like, these 3 guys become the central parts of how the movement takes place. And it's really hard to read the tea leaves on this because the initial offer asking of Brooklyn are so unrealistic. You just like, come on, man, y'all gotta come on. We gotta make it make sense. So nobody's gonna let you fleece their team in a single deal. So I think one of the deals, I mean, it was several deals out there were ridiculous. Like I think the Minnesota one was give us Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, 5 draft picks, a partridge in a pear tree, and they were like, no. And then another one was to the Lakers, give us Anthony Davis, what was it? Anthony Davis, LeBron, couple other things. It was like Taylor Horton-Tuckett and some other stuff. Like, no, y'all got to make it make sense. Come on, guys. Let's be real with yourself.
Hold on, you're gonna say that it's got to make sense the other way too.
It does, but that's the point.
Because there's not a trade, right, that sends Kyrie to LA that has made sense to me yet for any team taking Westbrook.
Well, not a single team. I agree. I think it's going to have to be I think both those trades
4 or 5
are
teams
going to be 3, 4, and up.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's a single situation you can do in any of these trades that makes sense. The number one thing is nobody's going to let you fleece their singular team.
Yeah.
Well, Lord, it's one team that does make sense with the KD stuff. It's only one team in the league that makes sense.
Well,
it's only one
true.
team.
That is true. If they want to do it.
God, buy Poole, buy Wiggins, buy Kuminga, that's a done deal.
Okay, so let's stay there. Let's stay there for a second. My humble opinion, and then Chad, you are the fan. I want to hear what you got to say.
He's a what?
Well,
You heard what he said. You heard what he said.
He's a Steph / Golden State fan. I personally, I don't do that deal. That's a lot, man. That's a well.
Brandon Ingram. Talk about it, Brandon Ingram and Kevin. And yes.
Well, let me say this. I struggle with the deal because there's two sides to it in my opinion.
It's going to hurt the Lakers.
No, well, yes, it hurts, but that's the other side. That's the third side. The two sides I'm talking about is, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep winning for sure right now? Then the deal is a no-brainer. That's the Laker philosophy, right? That's
the Steph Curry window philosophy.
And that's also the Steph Curry window philosophy. I agree. But the other side of this is the real legacy of Steph Curry could be in the fact that we built up such a culture here that this thing is going to last for the next 5 or 10 years, because Kuminga is going to be solid. Moody's going to be solid.
We don't know that.
Well, but being around that culture could produce that. And so
could Wiseman be
Greg Oden? They're all going to be gone.
Yes.
They're not going to go there, perform, win chips, and then not get paid.
No, but you're assuming that
they're all gone.
You're assuming that this guy, that Steph is still going to be there all that time, and Draymond's going. Those guys may take less to stay there and finish out their career. Why wouldn't they? If you made $400 million, you're not stressing over another $400 million.
Yeah, Steph is taking less to be able to sign free agents before he did that $44 million.
Steph is taking less win
because LeBron took
when he had that $44 million contract.
What do you mean 44? What do you mean?
The first before he signed the Supermax, the first one, he took that $44 million deal, and it gave them flexibility to be able to sign other people.
Didn't he have to take that deal in order to be eligible for the Supermax? Because he hadn't been first team All NBA?
As far as I know, you're probably right, but he took the deal and it was done. So as far as that, I don't like Lloyd said, I'm on the fence on both sides because you get KD and you'll be able to win 3 or 4 more ships probably, but then you'll be robbing the other side on your youth and the bench probably and everything else. So it is a double-edged sword at that point, but.
Can I give you my take on it? I'm gonna take it out of the Laker perspective because you know how I feel about that.
Right.
Buy all you youth. And guess what? All those people we traded none of them has made it out of the first round. So I say that to say I want to win. I want to win right now. And listen, that move is going to be justified by the Laker organization for the rest of their life. They want a championship with it. So ask Jesse, who won in 2008, who's been back twice since 2008. Would he have traded Brown, whoever else, draft picks to get Jimmy Butler back then? Whatever it's going to take to win that championship. For teams that are used to winning, though. The Warriors weren't used to winning like this, though.
And now
the Warriors are your now San Antonio Spurs. They have built something through draft. They weren't used to this. So after this wave is over with, they may be in trouble. None of those people they got are promising. Kuminga ain't promising. Jordan Poole looks great when they're up and when they need him. No call, no show in the finals. Listen, these people are not promising. I'm trading out. Listen. I'm trading all that for Karl Anthony Towns right now. I told y'all that.
All those pieces are 20% better because they're playing with Steph and Clay and Draymond, and they don't have and Wiggins. They don't have all the pressure on them. They're number 5 defensive players guarding them, right? And so they're putting up better numbers, and they've got more freedom on the court, and that doesn't translate somewhere else, right? It doesn't translate without the players there either.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I mean, if you want to win now, yeah, go ahead and do it. And
Do
like
you
I
wanna
said,
win
Max,
Yeah.
huh?
Do you want to win now?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I do want to win now.
You have to win now, Chad, because you're a Steph Curry fan. If Steph Curry ain't there, are you still a Warrior fan? So you definitely have to do the deal because you're going to win at least 4 more championships probably if KD go over there. If he's healthy and he go there, there's nobody that's going to beat KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond. You got to hope that one of them guys are injured. Toronto, you better hope that they injured to even have a chance.
Yeah.
Well, also, if you don't do the deal and Phoenix does do the deal,
Man, you behind the 8 ball, maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
You're gonna have to fight for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot harder. Definitely.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight.
Can I ask y'all a question off the radar?
Yeah.
I've been in a fight with my boys lately. And listen, I think even on this show, I'm gonna talk to y'all about this. I think we ought to end every segment talking about who's better, Jordan or LeBron. I think every segment should end that way. I think everybody should spend 5 minutes every day. I'm just telling you, that's how it should end every time. But here's my question:
What's the criteria?
Any of those Michael Jordan teams, you can pick either one of those teams that won the finals.
Okay.
Would they have beaten Golden State with KD?
No.
And
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No.
Okay.
Not only would they have not beaten them, I'm gonna go. I usually don't give hot takes, but I'm gonna give one today. Not only would they have not beaten them, I'm not sure they would have gotten but 1 or 2 games.
that would have been 2 top 10 players of all time on the same team.
Yeah. Well, and here's the problem. You have no. If you're the Bulls, you have no KD answer. You can say, "Oh, we'll bully him. We can push him." No, you can't.
Scottie Pippen is not guarding. We gotta be able to handle KD.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Ooh, I don't know
Somebody-
about that.
who's
Between
gonna
Pippen
chase-
and Rodman,
Whoa.
Is Michael Jordan gonna chase Steph Curry around?
I just think that Klay Thompson will probably average 25 points or 30 points in the finals that year.
I mean, I just don't see. I don't
Too
see
much.
it, but that's me. So
Yeah, Rodman is canceled out with Draymond automatically. So
Right.
that's what I'm saying. And I've been
that's
having
a
this
wash.
argument.
That's a wash.
Yeah.
So I don't see it, but everybody wants to. One thing. This is actually a good side topic that we just brought in here, and it fits to what kind of the question is. We want to crown certain teams historically as the greatest without actually looking at the measurements and the realities of what they really did comparatively to what's being done. So it looks like the Bulls are this almighty, unbeatable, whatever, but they lost games to Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Mm.
I think the Warriors would sweep Karl Malone and John Stockton. They have zero answer for anybody on that Warrior team. Zero. So we gotta. I don't know. I'm okay with basketball getting better, whereas some older people are not. I'm very much okay with the fact that Giannis is like I heard something weird today. Somebody tried to say Rasheed Wallace would be. I think it was Andre Iguodala that said Rasheed Wallace would dominate and he'd be better than Giannis. Stop it, bro. No, he would not. He would not. He'd be great in today's game because he can step out and hit a 3 from time to time. But better than Giannis? No, that's not. Come on, stop. Let's give these young boys the credit that they deserve. They deserve our respect. Giannis is an all-time great. And come on. But anyway,
hey, can I tell a quick Michael Jordan story I read this week?
brother. Sure.
So I literally read it this week. Doug Collins' first game as the Bulls head coach was in Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. And about 3 minutes into the game, this is Doug Collins telling the story. About 3 minutes into the game, he was sweating like through his shirt, right? And he had chewed his gum into what he called dust. And he said it was like all around his mouth. And there was a timeout that was called, and somebody handed him a glass of water, and he turned around. It was MJ. And MJ handed him the water. He said, "Hey, coach, relax. Drink this." He goes, "Clean up your face." And He goes, I'm not going to let you lose your first game.
Yeah. That's a great
And then
story.
Jordan went out there and put up 50 points, which was the highest ever by a visiting player in Madison Square Garden at that time. And he went 50% from the field and went 20 of 22 from the free throw line.
Wow.
But LeBron's the best player.
Listen, I give Jordan as much credit as he
Yes, he is.
richly has earned and deserved. But I don't know if I'm ready to say that Jordan is the greatest. I just, it's hard for me to put that in context like that. We got to take a break from what we're talking about because, you know, our favorite football player on the planet is now here. He looks different. Why do you look so different? What have you done differently, John?
It's the hat.
I'm out here losing weight.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm out here losing weight, man.
Are you out here getting cut like Thor? Is that what's going on?
I came home.
You the
I was
Black
about
Thor?
220. I came home. I was 222. I'm about 217 right now.
Wow, look at you.
Training camp ready.
Yeah, them boys say if I'm at 217, I'll be more explosive. I got 217 in 2 weeks.
Okay, so how's it going, man? How's Bears camp? Y'all just picked up Nikhil, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I used to be a Patriots fan, so I'm a fan of the pickup. I like it.
Okay.
Especially for the value.
God. Oh my God.
My boy.
How's it going, man? Talk to us. How you adjusted?
It's good. Shoot, I'm just really embracing it all right now because, you know, I'm blessed to be where I'm at, but like I done seen more, so I know I want more. Like what I got right now is cool, but it's like it ain't what I know it's more to get. So.
You're starting to see it now. You're starting to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
So
like that.
when I first signed, it was like, shoot, it's live. I'm the biggest, whatever, right now in the city. But then when I went out there to Chicago and I see Eddie Jackson out there and I see Justin Fields and Roquan Smith, it's like, oh yeah, I want
It's
some
real.
more.
It's real. So you probably haven't gotten completely and properly hazed yet, but are you preparing yourself for it? Because it's coming.
Already, they already getting at us for real.
They already getting at you. Okay.
They
Okay.
already getting at us.
How you handling it? Are you like, okay, I just gotta get through it?
I guess the best part is that it's prorated. I say that.
It's prorated. I like that. It's prorated.
That's the thing I'm most grateful for.
What's the best advice one of the vets have given you so far? What's the best advice one of the vets has given you so far?
So it's every day. I'm out here annoying them boys, but like to be honest, like we ain't got no superstars. So like everybody really humble on our team. Like if you ask anybody anything, they will tell you. Like Justin Fields, the first dude to come up talk to me. Like shoot, Bojack. I talk to Bojack every day. Bojack invites to his house anytime that we bored. So
Yes.
best advice I guess would be, shoot, don't let this money change you.
Don't let the money change you. Wow.
Well, that's that's the culture they're trying to build there in Chicago, right? You know, with the new coaching staff and bringing in a lot of the young players, they're changing that culture to we're not resting on our laurels or our experience or anything like that, right? We're gonna fight for everything we get, every yard, and it's all about that the work you're gonna put in to get the success, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like they basically making statements with, our actions and stuff like that. Like nobody's above the team, everybody's on one level. Like if you work, then you can get, if you work, then you can get it. So to be honest, I like it.
I got a question for my nephew.
Yeah.
Look out, nephew. Look out. Your uncle love you, son. Question. There's been a rumor of a game in week 8. In the Metroplex. Cowboys and Bears. You know what I'm saying? I just heard it's a game in the Metroplex. You wanna elaborate on that game?
Hold on. Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you.
I said, word on the street is that in week 8 there's a game featuring the Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. You want to elaborate on that game?
Hey, you went out again. All I heard was that game.
God is a Cowboys fan. God is a Cowboys fan.
He just talked about staying humble and being in a culture where you got to work hard. You think he's going to talk shit?
I understand, but I seen the back of his jersey. It says Alexander.
Okay, what's the question?
Are you ready for this Cowboys Chicago game?
Oh, he didn't hear the question. Okay, so let me tell you what the question.
Yeah, I can hear you now. You just kept going in and out.
Try to get it, Cam.
I say the rumor is that there's a game featuring the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears.
I ain't got no connection.
He played
I can barely hear y'all.
See, God don't want you to ask this question.
No, he's smart.
Hey.
No, that's the smartest 3 answers you could have given.
Can you hear me now, nephew?
I can hear you. I can hear you now.
No bulletin board
You hear me
material.
because I'm not asking stupid questions.
Let me say this. Okay, well, let me say this one more time. The rumor is on the street that there's a game between the Cowboys and the Chicago Bears.
No bulletin board material.
You want to elaborate on that game?
You said, am I ready for it?
I said, do you want to elaborate on that game?
Oh, I mean, it's gonna be a fun little warm-up game.
The media training is working. Media training is working.
There you go.
Where you at, church?
Yes, sir.
Look at the man going to serve the Lord.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, of course. Without him, I wouldn't be here.
Yes, sir.
like
Yes,
it.
sir.
I like
Yes,
it.
sir.
Well, we appreciate you stopping through on us.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
Anytime.
sir. Yes, sir. Good luck in camp, man. No, just wishing you and praying for you. Healthy, safe, all that good stuff, man. And I don't mind taking the loss in week 8.
That media training is kicking in. He didn't even take the bait in. Good job, John. We're proud of you, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, man. Go praise the Lord.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later, man. That's funny.
We tried.
He's getting savvy. He's already savvy. He didn't take the bait not one time. He can hear you. I'm with Jesse. He can hear you, but he wasn't going to hear you.
Hey, we worked.
Of course he can hear me.
We spent a full year.
Of course
on
he can hear me.
That's right. That's right. Smart man. He handled
But
that
they let you
very
know.
well.
They let you know how far he came from K-State to Charlotte to Chicago.
Absolutely. Very, very focused. I like it. I like it.
The rookie
All right.
stuff too.
All right, listen, guys. Let's solve this problem for the NBA. Where are these guys going? KD, Kyrie, Donovan, where are they going?
KD's going to Phoenix. Kyrie's going to LA. I just don't see how. I just don't see how anybody gets value out of that.
I think he's going there. They're just going to take the L.
I don't see what the Lakers have to give. To
They
be
don't-
perfectly
nothing.
honest with you,
Nothing,
the
but-
Lakers don't have anything to give anybody. And
You're right, but no one else wants to do the deal. So they're just going
no, right? No, I hear you.
Yeah,
That's why I said that's where I think he's going. I just don't.
Yeah,
I just
agree.
don't see the value. Lakers are going to steal
Well,
Kyrie.
right, exactly. That's exactly
They're going
right.
to steal Kyrie
Exactly
Irving because
right.
they don't have anything to give
It
up
wa-
for him.
Listen, Jesse, it's not stealing Kyrie. It's getting what we owe. We gave up a lot for AD. This is the back part of it.
This is
You
God's
just
way
said
of
that was
saying-
worth it. One ship was worth it.
I understand it was,
So you
but we
can't
gave up
say,
a lot.
I wish we giving up less.
We gave up a lot, though. We did give up a lot.
We gave up a lot.
And we offered more.
We gave up a lot.
Are you mad? Wait a minute.
The destination matters.
I'm just saying you
The
can't start
destination
acting
does
like Lloyd. That's all I'm saying. We
Jesse,
can't have two
are you
Lloyds on-
mad?
matter.
Are you
The
mad
destination
about
does
that?
matter, though.
No.
Wait, Jesse.
No.
Hey, at the time you wanted AD, but right now you're probably saying, "I'm glad we didn't get AD."
I'm glad. I'm glad. So I'm not mad. I'm just saying you can't say we'll give up the house because it's worth it if you get that one player, and then say
I don't say
you're
that.
owed something because we gave up too much for that one player. You can't say that.
Well, let me say this: good things happen to great franchises.
Yes, they do.
Okay, fair enough.
Because people want to come play there. And Kyrie's forcing his way there, and it's going to eventually happen. And the Lakers are going to fleece any other team involved in that deal.
Right. I think KD's going to Miami.
He can't.
Man, let me tell you something.
He's not. Hey,
Without Bam?
Hold on. This is where Pat Riley lives.
No, stop.
No. I gotta keep going. This is where he lives.
You
This is where he lives. These weird 4-5 team mega blah 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 trade crap. This is what he does.
Nope.
And I just get the sneaking suspicion he's laying in the weeds, waiting, and by the time he's done, KD will be playing next to Jimmy Butler.
They got to give up way too much for what will be an extremely old franchise at that point.
It's not a straight up trade.
Hold on. And Vegas and DraftKings, Miami's not in the top 5 odds of landing KD right now.
Miami wasn't in the top 5 odds of landing LeBron and Chris Bosh. How did that work out?
Nobody was in the
They
odds
was when he traded.
No, when
Yes, they
LeBron,
were.
No, when LeBron went and said, I'm going to start posting up in
You're wrong.
hotel. No, he wasn't. They weren't in the top 5.
You're wrong.
Well, all I know is KD has had
That'll
some,
make it true.
KD has had some
You're
conversations
wrong.
with Draymond, Steph Curry, and them boys, and I think I'm gonna attach my horse to KD coming back to the Warriors.
Because that's what you want to happen, Chad.
Well,
Where's
we all want everything. We all want things to happen, and I think that. I mean,
I'm with
he saw that they
I'm with
can
Chad
win.
on this one.
He saw that they can win without him, and he wants to go back and say that trying to right his wrong.
So KD's ready to say, I can't do it on my own ever, and the only way I'll ever get it is by playing with somebody that's better than me. That's what KD's ready to say.
Sometimes you got to realize that. Sometimes you got to realize.
Is KD ready to say that? You're saying KD is mature enough to say that right now?
I tell you what, if he is mature enough to say that, then I'm gonna start calling Steph Thanos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Draymond Thanos.
Well, KD was looking at the KD was looking at the finals this year.
Well, Jesse and Lloyd, I will ask you two at the top. Does another ring mean anything to KD?
That is a great question.
Because if it don't, the perfect place for him to go is either back home to OKC and win your legacy back, if that's what you want to do, or the perfect thing maybe to do is go home to Washington. Get your way home to Washington playing with Bradley Beal, who is the most unselfish superstar out there. You don't hear nothing about Bradley Beal. He will let you be the guy. Y'all both be the guys. Y'all will have a good winning culture, be a top 4 team in the East. Like maybe, but I don't know if winning is what that is. Because listen, at the end of the day, KD got to say, wait a minute, LeBron is still competing for rings. Giannis could catch me. Steph has more. So I don't know which way he's leaning. He seemed like a guy that just don't care though. You know,
I'm gonna say something that is going to be way off the path, but I don't think I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't know what makes him happy, and I don't think he does either. And
are you talking about KD?
No, you know what makes KD happy. He told you.
What?
His first goal was I got to get one. How do I get one? Right?
He did it.
So he goes to the defending champion and picks up his ring.
Okay, he did it. So now what makes him happy?
Then he goes, all right, I got that. Now I want to do what makes me happy. All right. So I need a max deal. I need a marketing, right? Because he has to be in the spotlight, right?
Okay.
Or else you wouldn't have 14 social media accounts.
Okay.
And he has to be talked about. And then he wants to play with his friends, right?
Okay.
Whatever that meant to him.
He's done all of those things.
He went out and grabbed Kyrie. He went to New York and he got James, and he said, "Oh," and then it doesn't work out. Well, KD, the GM, right, is an absolute failure, and so KD's got to figure out, in the same vein of if rings don't matter to him, right? Then that means he's figured out a place where he's humble enough to just go do something on his own, right? But he don't have to chase the rings. If he's not chasing the rings, then why did he want Kyrie and Harden and all that stuff, right? And if he is chasing rings, He should go be the sixth man in Golden State.
Oh wow, Jess.
Oh.
He was on a roll. So I think we're back where we started. What does he want? What makes him happy? I don't know. I don't think he knows. I think because you're right in everything you just said. He did all of those things, and if he really wants rings, it's a no-brainer. Send me to Golden State. Golden State, pack up everybody, back the U-Haul up with Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman, all of the whole bench. And
he can't do that, Lloyd. He can't do that now. Now that I say that, he can't do that. Phoenix makes sense because Phoenix went there and they didn't win. So now KD can say, I helped put them over the top. And back to what you said with the previous question.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that was on his list. Phoenix was one of the 3 teams on his list. Now go back to the previous question that you asked, Lloyd. I think there is a mega trade that's going to happen with Westbrook, Kyrie, now Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, and you can see everybody shift. Even with the Westbrook, Jesse, I think everybody could get something. Listen,
no, that's why the trade I proposed earlier takes care of KD, puts him in Phoenix, takes care of Donovan Mitchell, and takes care of DeAndre Ayton. Right, that issue
Utah's
right
not
there.
doing that trade.
Right.
What?
Right.
Utah's
But there
not
is a
doing
team.
that trade.
But there is
Minnesota. They're not doing that trade without getting another blitz and go.
But there is a team with a multi-team trade that would say, yes, we will take on Westbrook. That way we can shed that money. So there is a way, but it has to be like a crazy deal.
It's going to be really crazy.
What you were saying, Cam, it does make sense as far as going back to the team that didn't quite make it and trying to
Phoenix.
Put them over the hump. What about Memphis? Giving away Bane and what's the other guy?
Do that if you're Memphis. You just got the
it's
culture
KD.
right.
Because it's KD.
Just got the culture right.
But you have a missing piece.
But I think it got to be a market, though. I think it got to be a market when you're dealing with KD. I think it has to be a market.
I don't know, man.
Well, you tried the big market as far as Brooklyn.
Who is the weirdest player in the world? Is it Kawhi or Kevin Durant? Like, I don't get now one of them.
They both on the same flat planet.
That's very true. That's very
and can KD go to San Antonio? Can he go back? Can he go to San Antonio?
KD? No, because they don't have it. Well,
KD doesn't want to go to San Antonio. That's why he left Oklahoma City. KD wants to be Miami. He wants to be LA. He wants to be New York. He wants to be right.
So is it the culture of the city more so than the culture of the team? Like, does he just not want to be in a nightlife type city, or is it
nobody know what he wants?
And there is my point. I don't know.
KD don't know what he wants.
Right. So it makes it hard because it's like, bro, you've had perfect scenarios twice. Okay, I'm
tired of this, Lord. I'm tired of talking about this. Go to the next subject. I'm tired of talking about it. Trade Anthony Davis and Westbrook over there for Kyrie and KD to play with LeBron, and I'm okay with it.
We're actually on question 1, 2. We're actually on questions 1, 2, and 3 right now. So for everybody that doesn't know, we got Kevin Durant, we got Kyrie Irving, and we got the Kyrie and LeBron thing. So
it sounds like a Chris Paul veto thing. They might veto that one.
Kobe will veto that one from the grave.
Right.
But they can't veto it because the league don't own the team. That was the difference last time that they owned the Pelicans, the team, so that's a big difference.
You would trade AD and Russell for Kyrie
and Durant. He's saying and Durant. That's unrealistic.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay.
It's not
gonna happen. It's not.
I'll bet you $1 million. It's not gonna happen.
Here's the thing, though, Lloyd. Here's the thing, and me and Jesse tapped on this a little bit earlier in our daily call. We didn't get to elaborate or talk about it, but at this point, I'm okay with not having Kyrie. At this point, I am, because I will sacrifice another year of not having a Kyrie. I would trade my chips over there and get Buddy Hield and Eric Gordon. Kyrie, if you want to play with us, come on next year. Then that's fine with me.
Kyrie next year is what you're saying.
They don't have to trade for him then.
So you're gonna let another year of LeBron go?
Listen,
'Cause he ain't getting
we've all
young,
everybody
38.
everybody on here have said it. If you got a healthy LeBron and you got a healthy AD, you can add scores around them and be competitive. Listen, we get Kyrie Irving and AD ain't healthy, we not winning no way.
Yeah, but
So if you got a healthy AD, you got a healthy LeBron, and you put scores around them, shooters around them, 3 and D around them, they can win.
I don't disagree with anything you said. The challenge I'm having
Okay.
with you is that Father Time is undefeated.
That's
And
not a
man,
waste, though. You're asking about it a waste. Oh, okay. Let me get back to Jesse then with you. Who was the third star that we had in the bubble? We didn't have a third star. We had role players, 3 and D, and shooters around.
Hold on, but we're not arguing apples to apples because I'm saying I agree with that. If LeBron is healthy, you have a shot.
No, Westbrook would have been your third best player in the bubble.
Shut up, Jesse.
Like,
if you put Westbrook on that bubble team, he would have been your third best player in the bubble.
I would have to agree.
That's my point. We tell me
So
who
you
our
in a
third
good
best
spot.
player was.
You're in a good spot.
So it's not a wasted. It's not a wasted year if we didn't have Kyrie. I'm saying we can win without Kyrie.
That's right.
Is there a scenario at all?
Hey,
that they
I don't
stay
know
on the
who
Nets?
Cord Franklin is. I don't know who
That's
Cord
past the
Franklin
core.
is.
That's past the core.
Well,
Is there a-
Pastor, you being greedy. You just got DeJounte Murray. You being real greedy right now, Pastor.
Yeah. Is there a scenario where all this blows over and they stay on the Nets?
No.
I don't see how. I've been hearing that too. I know Kendrick Perkins has been saying that heavy. I just don't see how that works, man. How do you put the ketchup back in the bottle when it's sprayed on a shirt?
I think there's a chance Kyrie stays in Brooklyn because there's just not a play for him. If the Lakers are the only team that has the appetite to pay any sort of price, right, then Kyrie's not going, to many other places, if anywhere else. So if he doesn't go to LA, or LA can't get another team in the mix because too many things have already happened, right? That's why if this KD deal goes down, if the KD deal goes down first and separate from the Kyrie deal, and the Ayton things handled and the Mitchell things handled and on and on and on, like Kyrie's out. Like what are you going to do? And that's why Brooklyn will have to say, I'm either going to eat it or I'm not going to do it, right?
Yeah. And see, I think Kyrie's out automatically because I think the way he damaged that culture. Now, here's what we're going to find out. We're going to find out if the owner is really about what he says he is or not. Because he's been saying it's culture over everything. And so if it is,
so he went out and got KD, Kyrie, and Harden.
Well, he thought he was building a winning culture.
He didn't say what culture he was going after.
No, he didn't.
He thought he was building a winning culture, but now.
But see, this is the problem with this is the problem with Brooklyn. They really feel like as long as we doing better than the Knicks, we won, we did it. Like, dude,
well, listen, let's keep it real. The nice black jersey, that's fine. The nice black with the Coogee on the side, that's fine. But the Nets still the Clippers.
The 50-50 club.
New York.
It is not Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, they're still the Clippers of New York. That's what they are.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Jesse? That 50-50 club was nice though, wasn't it?
I would imagine. It's pretty nice.
No, it was, Lloyd. It was.
I believe you. I believe you.
Sure.
But that a Nets championship is never going to be a Knicks championship ever. Now the Knicks may never win another championship, but that's just. I mean, there's always going to be second fiddle in that area, and that's just.
It depends. No, two or three championships, you're not.
2 or 3, maybe that might switch it a little bit.
You're not.
Yeah, but I just don't see how you can. And
Listen,
I go back to my analogy. I don't see how you can put the ketchup back in the bottle when it's on a shirt.
No, you can't.
Kyrie didn't just blow the culture. He ruined it. Like
you can't put it back in the bottle. There just may not be an option, right? If you can't get another team involved and the KD and Ayton and Mitchell situation's already handled. I will say this: you got to go read up on Joe Tsai because he's a different animal than your normal NBA owner.
Yeah, he seems like the real thing.
Yeah, he's a different animal. And if you go read up on him, read up on his background and his history and where he comes from, how he runs his businesses and everything else, I think he means what he says and he says what he means. And
he feels like a dude of honor.
Yeah, we can joke all the time, but I'll tell you what, you can't talk about culture being the most important thing and then bring in players with personalities and histories like KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, that'd be like starting an ownership group to go buy a football team, and the first 3 people, or any sports team, the first 3 people you want to put in that ownership group are Jerry Jones, Dan Snyder, and Bob Dolan.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. So
well, I think he came into a world that while he was excited about the world, he didn't really have a clarity and a familiarity of it, and so he was trying to trust guys that should have known. And then once he saw it, the business side of him kicked in and said, "Oh, I'm not doing this." So now he's going back to his principles, which is what he probably should have done from the very beginning. Because to be honest with you, if he'd have kept his original team together and just added pieces around that, they'd probably be a lot further down the road.
they did do that though.
They did kind of.
Seth Curry and Andre Drummond and
no. I'm talking about.
No, he's talking about Spencer Dinwiddie and LeVert.
Yeah. Like they had a nice culture there. I think if you add just 1 or 2 pieces to that, maybe you're a lot further down the road than you.
You're right. You're right.
I think Durant with them would have been great. Durant would have
been fantastic.
Durant needs to be in a Giannis situation.
Yes.
He needs to be the head of the team. He doesn't need to have any competition, right? Yeah. He just needs to go out and play basketball, and he needs other players that build around his game.
And you know why? What you said is perfect, because Giannis is the head of the team, but he's not the leader, and that's what makes that situation work. We follow Giannis for sure, but we listen to Drew, we listen to Chris. Those are our guys that kind of give us the context of what we need to do. That's what he needs. I don't know where that is. I'm not 100% sure where that is. It may be in Phoenix. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something.
Oklahoma.
The Phoenix thing scares me.
I think he's going to Phoenix. I really do.
Possibly. But the Phoenix and Miami thing scare me for this reason. Because Jimmy and CP3 ain't about that bullshit. What you're not going to do is come in here and act. Because if you thought Draymond Green got in your face, if you couldn't handle Draymond Green calling you out your name,
especially CP3,
I'm just saying. So that's why you're saying, "Oh, I want to go to Miami. I want to go to Phoenix." Do you?
Be careful what you ask for.
Right. Because they're not gonna. I'm telling you, and as hungry as CP3 is for a ring, as Jimmy is for a ring.
Yeah, but see, KD, Phoenix would be a great situation for him though, because the Ayton problem, whatever that is, right? We still don't know what that is. Whatever that is gone. Right. The thing about Phoenix is that you got the leadership of CP3. Booker's started to learn a couple of things from him, right? KD would still be the superstar on that team, but not own any of the rest of that culture responsibility, right? And it would almost be like him joining the Warriors, right? 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, and you still got Monty Williams over there, who's an exceptional coach.
Can he handle the Draymond Green factor of that situation? Because I agree with everything you both just said, but CP3 is going to be in his grill.
He handled the Draymond Green situation in Golden State just fine.
For 2 years.
3 years.
The third year was rough.
No, but he handled it. That's because he had in his mind, I want to go do my own thing. I want to bring in my guys, and I want to play with my buddies, and I want to. And now he's figured out he's not a GM, right? His name's not LeBron James, so he needs to step back, let other people be GM, let other people coach, let other people be leaders on the court.
You're giving him a lot more credit to his maturity than I'm willing to. I don't see that. I just see a dude that's lost in the wind, and because
he proved he proved what he's capable of as far as maturity goes when he went to Golden State.
True.
He went to a team that had just won a championship. He came in as a piece. He deferred to Curry and Green. He just played basketball, and he lit the world on fire.
Right.
He proved what he's capable of. Now, whether that's what's motivating him every day, right? That wasn't what was motivating him when he left and went to Brooklyn and recruited that whole mess and circus, right? But he's proved what he's capable of. And I think he's had enough of this. Like, I think the Kyrie experience, to be perfectly honest with you, has shown him, like, I'm either going to be about basketball or something else. We don't know what the something else is, but if it's about basketball, he can go to Phoenix, do the exact same thing he's proven that he was capable of doing in Golden State, and Phoenix is going to be the most dangerous team in the
NBA. But my thing is,
go ahead, Chad.
I'm saying my thing is he just named the 2 number 1 seeds. So does that still say something about his character?
Phoenix didn't win it all though,
but still they were the number 1 seed.
But I think it says this. It says, I know what I do. It's the same thing it said when Golden State won 73 games and didn't win the title. I know what I do, and I can be the finisher to that type of team. So the 2 selections do make sense, Phoenix and Miami. That makes sense. It's just a matter of it comes with some stuff. And you're right. For 2 years, I think he proved it. I think he said, I can acquiesce. I can be on the team, and I'll be your best player.
Best player, but
right.
I won't be your leader.
Right, I won't be your leader, but I will be your best player.
Right,
and he'll be there
Giannis.
for both those teams.
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah.
When the last time Phoenix won a championship?
They've never. Have they won? They won once, right?
What about Miami?
It wasn't
What
with
about
Barkley.
Miami?
No, it wasn't with Barkley. It was.
What about
Barkley.
Miami? What about Miami?
2016.
It would be perfect. You can go I don't care if they finish the number 1 seed the next 4 years. They ain't won. It would be perfect for him to go because now he can say, "I put this team over the top."
And see, that's why he gets everything. He gets everything, right? He
and
gets
maybe that's all he wants to be known for is the guy, like a closer. I'm a closer. Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? Famous closer for the Yankees. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mariano Rivera.
I'm Mariano Rivera.
I like John Rocker better, but okay.
Okay. Tomato.
Stop. We don't talk about baseball on this show. We don't talk about baseball on this show.
Well, I do.
We will at some point.
I do have one more.
Getting good right now.
I have one more comment on this Durant thing, and I'm done with it.
Sure.
We do look at it as they was down 3-1. No, they were up 3-1. Golden State came back and beat them.
Right.
And then Golden State turned around and lose to LeBron, them who was down 3-1.
Right.
The year before that, LeBron had the Warriors down 2-1 without Kyrie and Kevin Love. They both were hurt.
Right.
So you ask yourself, if LeBron had his weapons, would they have beaten Golden State that first year? We don't know. We just know that Golden State won.
Yeah.
We know the next year he had his weapons and they beat a healthy Golden State team.
Right.
So Durant can also look at this thing and say, you boys may not have beaten y'all needed me just as much as I needed y'all.
No, and
Draymond has come out to say
exactly right. Mm-hmm. That's exactly
Draymond,
right.
Because so this cloud that we put over Durant's head, but you had to go join them to do this. Listen, I don't know if Golden State could have beaten Cleveland fully healthy without Durant. I don't know if they could have beat him. Now, me and Jesse went to the finals, and it was sad. It's like Cleveland had no heart. It's like they didn't have a chance. LeBron gave it his all, and it wasn't even close.
Right.
And let me tell you, Curry was on the court. Clay was on the court. Draymond was on the court. You wouldn't have known it.
Yeah, it was Durant.
That was the Durant show.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when I just thought about this now when we had this discussion. I need to rescind those comments and I need to chill because I'm not sure if they would have beat Cleveland without Durant. I'm not sure if they would have.
And let me say this. I don't disagree with that statement, though it's a little simplistic in the way we're bringing it to the conversation because, yeah, KD was the man, but he was the man on a team that was built to win. And so
I agree.
So it makes it a little bit easier to do what you do when everybody has to be honest. See what I'm saying? Like you're not getting any more double teams. You can't double team.
So put him on Phoenix and see what happens.
I like. Well, listen,
He's
like
going to get
either
the
one.
credit.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want him to be there, right?
Yep.
Because they want their ring. CP3, Devin, right? They got unbelievable support behind them.
And they lost in the finals.
I just want KD to find a place where he can spend the next 4 years and be and compete and be at peace.
So basically, what you're saying, he need to go somewhere and sit down.
Not
No,
sit down.
he need to go somewhere and play where he don't have to be the leader.
All
Yeah,
he needs
just
to
be
do is
at
play
peace.
basketball. He needs to go
Yeah, play
somewhere.
basketball.
All he needs to do is play
Because
basketball.
that's what he wants to. I think
Play basketball.
right. That's what
That's
it feels like
Phoenix.
he wants to do.
That's Phoenix.
That's Phoenix.
Yeah, because Miami
And Phoenix got and they have the perfect trade tool. They have DeAndre Ayton, who other teams won't.
They really don't.
No, they really do.
No, they really
because
do.
it's a salary
They
thing.
don't.
Listen, with Phoenix, it's just a salary thing. They
And
get to
Ayton's-
swap their salaries.
Ayton's an upgrade over Miles Turner, so Indiana wins, right?
Well, we're talking. If you're saying not straight up, then yes, they got a good piece.
No, but it is the framework for a trade.
Okay, so
It's
if
got to
you
be
say it
3 or
that
4
way, then
teams.
okay,
Yeah, definitely 3 or 4 teams, I think.
Real quick before we go into the last two questions, Kyrie and LeBron. Can Kyrie reform his reputation when he gets to LA? Is that possible, or is the damage done?
Can I?
Yeah, of course.
Can I ask a question contradicting to that question you just asked? First, I feel like if egos can get to the side and we can win based off back, if Shaq and Kobe can play another couple of years, you know what I mean? And I want to say the same thing about, is it that far-fetched for Durant and Westbrook? I want to say, is it that far-fetched? I mean, it was fighting. Listen, we can say the same thing about Draymond and KD. Is it that far-fetched?
Yeah.
Now, what LeBron, and you have to see it, and here's the main thing about LeBron and Kyrie. There was no squabbling and fighting and stuff like that. There was none of that. It was one guy saying,
I don't think that's the problem with his reputation. I think with Kyrie, the word around the league right now is he's one of the best guards to ever play the game. I just don't want him on my team.
Right. If it's one person if it's one person in this world that can stabilize that, we will all have to agree that is LeBron.
Right. I feel like that's LeBron. And but does that change his reputation in the league if he can go to LA? Kyrie, if he goes to LA,
if they win,
or when he goes to LA, does he have to play 60 games for his reputation to change?
I think as long as they're winning, his reputation will change.
I think the one thing he got going for him is that they both won together already. That they won together already. I think that's the one thing that he has going for him.
Yeah.
So if he wins, I don't think it's going to blemish his reputation. Vice versa, LeBron. Who needs who better? Does LeBron need him? Does he need LeBron? I personally don't think LeBron needs anything else to back up his legacy. I think he got his legacy. He finally got that.
LeBron's
right. He got his legacy when he came back 3-1. I think he finally did what he had to do.
Right.
I don't think this hurts Kyrie either. We know how Kyrie was when he was at Duke. Like, we knew what Kyrie was. This is nothing different.
Damn, that is true, isn't it? That
Huh?
is really true. That is
Yeah,
really
so we
He
know
didn't play at Duke?
we knew what Kyrie was. And guess what? Cleveland said, we don't care. We still want that guy with the number 1 pick. What? That guy played 13 games in college. We still want that guy with the number 1 pick. Like,
Potential.
it didn't matter.
He has potential, and they
It doesn't matter.
But I think it definitely, it's not going to hurt if they win. So I mean, I think the narrative will be changed as far as he went there and he won, and now everybody's not going to be talking about the other stuff because he's a champion again.
He is an idiot. He's an idiot. We view him as an idiot, and the rest of the world does too. I'm not even talking about the Brooklyn thing. I'm talking about when you got traded over to Boston for Isaiah Thomas, and you got Tatum and Brown looking up to you in your back pocket. Like, I was like, damn, they may win 3 out of 6 championships while Kyrie's in Boston.
It seemed
Like you an idiot, Kyrie. Yeah, everybody look at him and view him as that. Wait a minute, you get to play with KD and Harden, and you're choosing not to play. Yeah, you're an idiot, Kyrie. Like everybody know that, and they still take that chance.
I'll just say this: if playing in the jersey of your mentor doesn't motivate you, then there's nothing that ever will.
That's a good.
Give him number 24 at this point.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm just saying because you said Kobe, and oh my God, I can't. He still talks to me in my sleep and all this other stuff. I get it. Okay, so that's your guy.
Yeah.
If that don't motivate you to play games, to be there, to be present, to play at your highest level, and to try to win, you're never going to be motivated. It's never going to happen. So. That's my thought on it.
Can I ask you this? With Darvin Ham, and I'm asking y'all, this is an honest question. Listen, I'm not going by last year. I'm going by people's basketball game, IQ, what you can do, healthy, and all that stuff, whatever. Can they win with Westbrook?
I don't think so.
Jesse, before the Brogdon trade, did you want Westbrook? Would you have taken Westbrook over in Boston?
Well, before you go, Jesse, let me say this. I don't think they can because what he has publicly stated that he wants Westbrook to do, that's not what he does. And how many of us are truly at our advanced age of our careers, truly willing to completely change and do something different? Not many people.
Please go talk to Carmelo Anthony. Please, Westbrook. Please.
But look what it took to get Carmelo to change. He had to literally be kicked
2 or 3 years.
Right. He had to literally be kicked out of the league to change.
Allen Iverson.
Right. So I just don't see a path for Westbrook changing into this defensive juggernaut.
You have to fall before you have to fall and get humbled. So I mean, like you said, Carmelo got humbled and. That can still happen.
But Chad, they have played on ESPN and Fox Sports. Russell Westbrook hitting the side of that backboard so many times that I have the angle memorized in my mind. If that don't humble you, man, I don't know what will.
Well, I think
he's still saying it's not his fault.
Yeah,
it was the coaching.
Well, trade Westbrook and the 2 first-round picks. Eat Joe Harris contract. By the way, Joe Harris is a great shooter, off the bounce, spot up, all that stuff. Take it then.
That's funny. The Navy SEAL skill shot. That's funny. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Kyrie's gonna be a Laker. It's just at what extent at this point.
Yeah, right. And I agree with Jesse. I think the Lakers are gonna get over on somebody. They're gonna get over on somebody, and they'll end up with Kyrie. But I do have a question for number 4. Who's next? When all the dust settles from all of this, who are we gonna be saying, oh man, that might be the next team to the throne? Is it simply where KD lands?
No.
Or are the favorites still the favorites? Pretty much.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, of course, everybody on this panel is going to say if KD go to Golden State, it's a lock.
Well,
but outside of Golden State, I don't think it's a lock. Outside of even Phoenix, I don't think it's a lock because there's no guarantee that Chris Paul is going to be able to play that many games. Right. There's no guarantee that KD and Devin Booker can coexist. There is no definite thing on that. I wouldn't say it's a definite. If it's not Golden State, there's not a definite. The team that scares me right now, the team that scares me with Reggie Jackson the way he plays is the Clippers. And I'm going by if everybody is healthy.
Right.
When you got a John Wall, you got a Reggie Jackson, you got a Kawhi who's been out, you got Paul George. That team scares me. I know they're the Clippers. I understand. I know they're going to get hurt. I know they're going to be hurt.
Yeah, I feel Tim with the Clippers, but also with the healthy Zion. Hopefully, the New Orleans Pelicans can do something with Brandon Ingram.
He's healthy, but he don't look smaller. He look about.
He does look smaller to me. He looks a little smaller and more fit to me.
He looks. I mean, he looks like he's been in the weight room. So I don't know. I don't know if that's muscle or if that's still fat. But I mean, he looks.
I don't think it matters. I think that dude needs to lose 40 pounds, man.
I mean, and by the way, to answer your question, I'm ready to crown the next champions of the of the NBA. Well, absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Hold on, let me do it right here. Doggone it. Let's go.
I'm just telling you, right now, I would name it, and Lloyd, we went off if everybody's healthy, correct?
Yep.
The superstar, the best player in the NBA, hands down,
Giannis
will get his second NBA ring next year. Yes,
he's back. Guess who's back? Back again.
Yeah, Middleton healthy.
Yeah.
By the way, Milwaukee. Jesse, that ain't no dart, Jesse. Chill. That ain't no dart.
Hold on. Sneaky great pick, Joe Ingles. I like that. I really like that. I really like that. I was like, wow, how they pull that off?
Hold on. And I love the Gallinari move. I love the Brogdon move by Boston. But we know who the best player on the floor and on the planet is. Offensively and defensively.
I love a motivated Giannis. I ain't gonna lie. By the way, go see Rise. It'll change your life.
Yeah, I haven't
Fantastic
seen it.
Move. Fantastic move. All right. I don't know if I can argue with that. I like the Bucks. I like the Clippers. I do like the Brogdon thing, although I don't think it fixed all the problems.
Him and Gallinari though is nice. Woof.
Yeah. Well, they still don't have a shooter. They don't have a real shooter.
They lost because of shooting. Brogdon and Gallinari.
Brogdon's not a real shooter. He's a scorer.
He's 40+%.
And so he's a scorer off the bench,
guys.
And Gallinari is a shooter.
Please stop shooting percentages at me. Go look at the numbers. He's not a real shooter. He's not a volume shooter.
You got to have a volume shooter?
You got to have somebody that can shoot a shot, that can get hot.
So who was the volume shooter for Milwaukee when they won? Who was the volume shooter?
Well, the volume shooter is Giannis because he can score 50 anytime he wants.
Who is the volume jump shooter? You saying the shooter? He's not the shooter. He's a slasher. He's going to the hole. Okay. Who's the volume shooter?
Was that not Chris Middleton hitting those shots out there? Was that not? Say it again.
Middleton.
But yeah.
So okay.
I like the Brogdon thing. I like Gallinari. I think that's a good. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think right today on July the 13th, Boston Celtics are the favorite in the East. I'm not sure it's that close.
Hey, let me ask
I do think Giannis is coming out of the East.
All right. So sorry, apologize.
I'm not acknowledging that. You were doing fine and then you blew it.
Go ahead.
What did I just say? I'm not acknowledging that. If you want to say something, just say it.
No, the producer said go ahead. So I'm gonna say
listen. Hold on.
We got two chat conversations that I just want to respond to really quickly. The first one is from Brandon.
Sure.
And he said if Phoenix goes to that market, can that market handle three people? So the cap hold right now for Ayton, or the qualifying offer is $16 million. The cap hold is $30.
Ooh.
Okay? And Mikal Bridges is making $20. If both of them are involved in that deal that brings AD in, then the current cap hold for Phoenix is $50, and Durant fits under that in the annual salaries, right?
Nothing personal, Bridges. Nothing personal.
If Chris Paul wins one this year, he's only guaranteed like $15 million in 2023. Right. So we're talking about a whole nother ball game. And yes, Phoenix can handle that, right? Mm-hmm. With that, with KD.
You only got to handle it for 1 year.
Right. And when you bring the best player, top three player in the NBA to your team, there are things that happen to you from a revenue perspective that are advantageous to your back pocket. Okay.
Hey Jesse, the 82 game sellout and the TV deal that you just did will make up for any revenue.
Right. The second thing I'm compelled to address. Compelled.
Here we go.
going off of last year, with the addition of Brogdon and Gallinari, and Cam, talk to me as much as you can about Gallinari being a dog on defense. Terry Johnson just said the Bucks are probably the best perimeter defensive team in the league. Boy, I'm going to take more exception with that statement.
Wait a minute, Jesse. Jesse, just wait. Hold on, okay?
What, is he a pastor too?
Just hold on. Okay, now go. No. Just go.
Can't say what you want.
Give you the solo. I just had to give you the solo. Go ahead. Because I take issue with that statement too. I don't know about that one.
I'm just the eyes don't lie, the numbers don't lie, the stats don't lie, the records don't lie, the rankings don't lie. Boston is by far not only just the best defensive team in the league, the best perimeter defensive team in the league because they don't have a big man, right? They don't play interior defense like that. They catch you from behind, right? And they catch you off the lobs and they catch you on the fast breaks for those blocks. But everything is switching perimeter defense. That's the core of what they do. Right. So the heart of them being the best defensive team in the league statistically last year, adding a Brogdon and a Gallinari to their team, there is no way that Milwaukee is a better perimeter defensive team, regardless of how good Giannis is, than the Boston Celtics.
I think we all agree with that. That's a tough statement to make that the Bucks are. Don't they have the kid from Duke? What's his name?
Who? Grayson Allen?
Yeah. Any team that has Grayson Allen can't be the best perimeter defensive.
They can be the best kick you in the junk defensive
right,
team.
Yeah, now doing right. But not the best. Yeah, no.
Are y'all talking about a 4-year All-American right now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, I was making sure.
We absolutely are.
I was just making sure.
You know
Okay, calm down,
you know who else was a 4-year All-American? Christian Laettner.
Tell me. Who?
Christian Laettner. How'd that work?
Rick Thomas.
Shane Battier. You want to keep going? All right.
Hey, you talking about Duke players, and I'm a Carolina fan. Do your thing. I'm good. Shouts out to Ron C. Shouts out to Ron C. Who the biggest Duke fan I know. All that don't mean nothing to me.
You know what? I'm gonna throw a name out there that
they 4-year All-American poops.
I'm gonna throw a team out there that I think might be we're all forgetting, and if they can get healthy, they might be interesting. And I think that's the Denver Nuggets. They could be interesting. They got a lot of great pieces, and they're finally gonna get healthy. I'd like to see if that bubble team is real. I just like to see. I don't know if it is. It may not be, but I'd like to see if it is. In the bubble, the
Denver Nuggets.
In the bubble, they look like they were next. They look like they were next.
I love the Nuggets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look like they were next in the bubble. I thought, man,
love the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
They look like they ran up against it. They look like they ran up against a healthy LeBron and AD.
They do, but listen, it was in the bubble. So if
speaking of Spygate,
no, if Harris and Simmons had been healthy and playing for Brooklyn, there might have been a different outcome, right?
For Denver?
What?
You talking about for Denver?
No, I'm talking about for Brooklyn last year, and then the year before that, go to the bubble. Denver is. I love Denver's team. Absolutely love. And they mirrored Utah to a great extent, right? You've got Mitchell and Murray, you got Jokic, and you got Gobert, right?
Because they got a better big man.
But Denver started adding people.
That's not the same thing, Jesse. They got a superstar.
But Denver started adding people, and what they got with like Michael Porter Jr., right? Like I don't think we've even seen close to what the ceiling could be for him. And he was hurt last year. I love Denver all of last year, right? All of last year, hoping these guys would come back, hoping they would play.
Right.
Denver's scary.
Yeah.
Denver really, they should be scary. They haven't been yet, but they should be.
I think they – and you hate to see teams get hurt, and you hate to see – because they did lose some momentum, but they didn't lose. But here's the thing. They didn't lose any momentum.
Huh?
Because here's what I mean by that. Because even though Murray got hurt, even though Porter got hurt, those guys weren't playing. That team was still competitive, and they pushed Golden State in those games. Golden State beat them, but Golden State had to work. Golden State had to work in every single one of those games. So now you bring all these guys back healthy, it gets interesting. It gets in. I'm not saying they're gonna beat them. I'm not saying they can.
I don't agree with this at all. I'm saying they're interesting.
I don't agree with this at all.
They're in the mix, but I don't know how much noise they're gonna make. But they're definitely in the mix.
Wait. I got a problem with what you said.
Okay.
You hate to see a team injured. I don't. Make no doubt about it. When we beat them and Kendrick Perkins was out, I was like, "Thank you, Lord."
Well,
that's called 2010, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
2008.
Listen, I saw in 2008. I saw what Kevin Garnett did to Pau Gasol. So when Perk went out in 10, thank you, Lord.
I didn't put my fist, but I was like, "Oh."
In Game 6,
when Jimmy Butler got hurt, when Bam didn't play in the bubble, thank you, Lord.
Luck does work. Prayer and luck is on your side in different situations. Definitely.
For Cleveland, you mean to tell me they went? Andre Iguodala was the MVP in the finals. You mean to tell me they weren't happy when they beat them? He had back issues and couldn't play. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. So I'm just saying, Lord, it's part of the game.
It's part of the game. I listen again. I think Denver's interesting. I'm with you, Jesse. I think Denver's interesting. I think a healthy Denver, fully across the board, if they can just recapture some of what they had in the bubble, it could be interesting. Jamal Murray was on the rise.
If you put Jokic and Murray and Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon on the court at the same time, right? And then they picked up KCP.
Great pickup.
DeAndre, let's see what he's got left. They still got Austin Rivers. You got Ish Smith. You got DeMarcus Cousins, Bruce Brown.
Here's what DeMarcus Cousins is a free agent, I think.
I was going to say, DeMarcus has not resigned.
He's not going to resign because they picked up a big man. Denver picked up a big man.
Yeah. So
DeAndre.
Who? Yeah, DeAndre. Yeah. So he's not resigning with them.
Don't be surprised if DeMarcus end up back in because I think the Warriors are going to either get DeMarcus or they're going to go get LaMarcus Aldridge. One of those two.
Oh, and Morris is still out there floating around now too.
Who's that?
The twin, Morris.
No.
The Morris twins out there.
The way Boogie played last year, that would be a good pickup.
He's going to go to a contender. It's just a matter of who.
I don't know if there's an Indiana Pacers out there that's going to offer him $7 million or something like that. He's going to take the money, maybe.
Well, that's true.
He made $400,000 last year, so
that's true.
So he'll take anything. So he'll take any kind of money at this point.
If the right check comes, he knows.
I'm telling you, he'll take any kind of money.
I got to tell you, who picked up Andre Drummond for pennies?
Like $1.50 or something like that. It was a contender too.
Detroit?
No,
it wasn't Detroit. It was here. Talk amongst yourselves while
not Washington, was it?
No, I thought it was a contender.
It was
Chicago Bulls.
Chicago.
Yeah. That's nice.
Ooh.
That's nice.
Ooh. And they're trying to make a move for Spider.
Well, who are you getting rid of?
I don't know. Anybody but Levine at this point, yeah.
But you just
breaking it up already.
Is it better? Is DeMar better than? Is Donovan better than DeMar?
Not for me. I take that 15-footer from DeMar DeRozan all day and an all-pro player and going to give you everything he got. I'll take it all day.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Because I feel like Zach and Donovan are basically the same person.
Yeah, but now you can be talking about money and who's going to be there and after 2 years, and you can start talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
If you think about it, Chicago has been nothing since Mike left. So
They had a little run with Derek.
Yeah, but we saw his real legs, and after we saw his legs,
very little run.
Very little run.
Very little run. Nah, but that's a good pickup.
Right.
That's a good pickup. And then they got
That's a
Lonzo
good-
Ball coming
that's
back.
a good
right?
pickup.
Nobody believes in Memphis. Nobody believes in New Orleans.
I love
Chad,
New Orleans.
Chad said New Orleans.
I love New Orleans.
Yeah, I
You know-
just
hey.
gotta see was the Zion. No,
I don't believe in Zion. I like the kid personally, but I just don't think he can.
With that
Well,
new
you can't say that, and then we talk about Michael Porter Jr.
With that
No,
new
but
money,
the
you can
difference
get a
is-
good
the
chef. now.
There's not a difference in games played. It's not.
No, but
But the
there's a
difference
difference in money. And Zion
So the difference is he can't push away from the table.
was something like
Get a
Zion.
nutritionist.
What was it, like 90 games in the first 3 years of his NBA career? Right? He's played like just over one season.
Michael
in-
Porter missed the entire year.
No. I'm not comparing him to Michael Porter. I'm just saying Michael Porter cost $5 million and Zion cost you 40.
Sure.
And so when Zion's played literally like one full season in the NBA and he gets a full rookie extension.
Can I ask y'all a question? Jesse, can I ask y'all a question? Would y'all have paid him that money right now?
Yes, I would. Yes,
You have to.
because look at the market. Look at him. Look at New Orleans.
And you're New
Everybody's going to
Orleans.
go to New Orleans. Yes.
And you're New Orleans.
His
Yes.
their hands were tied, I think, on that one. Yeah, you had to do that.
And they got a
Money.
team. They got a team. If he's playing, they got a team.
And I think
If
he
they want to
gets,
trade him now is no better time in
Yeah.
another year or two now than get the money out. Now you can do that with the Knicks if you want
That
to.
is a big ass if.
Hey, didn't they push Phoenix? Did they push Phoenix to the brink?
They did. They could have beat Phoenix with a healthy Zion, but that is a big ass if.
He's
We
got
can
enough
say
money
the same
now to
thing
get a
about Michael
nutritionist.
Porter, though.
So
We can
he
say the
get
same thing about Michael Porter though.
Yeah, but
I'm not
Michael
talking about it.
Porter is not going to put Denver over the top.
He is in a worse place than Zion. He has back issues. He's in a worse place than Zion.
But I think okay, but Zion can fix his problem. Man, go get a salad.
I get it. I get it. I'm not refuting that. I'm just saying we can't look at Zion in one conversation then talk about Michael Porter's potential. Hey, look at Zion numbers versus just in what they play. Look at Zion numbers versus Michael Porter numbers. They're nowhere on the same planet.
No, right.
They're not
But
even on the same planet.
Denver had the same amount of wins as one less
I said look at the
than
numbers.
Utah last year
Right.
without Murray or Michael Porter.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just
Zion-
saying look at the numbers between Zion and Michael Porter. Pull them
Zion
up.
plays,
It's not even, we shouldn't even talk about it.
When Zion plays, he's very productive. So
We shouldn't even talk
He
about
is,
it. Like you
man.
say, push away from the table. We won't even be having this conversation. That Pelican team would be one of the scariest teams in the NBA.
Hey,
By the way, they got Graham at the point guard too. That would be a scary team.
we talk about it every week, Cam. The best ability.
he's
His
Availability.
availability. But we can say that about the same thing about Michael Porter, though.
But I'm not comparing those two players. I'm just saying Zion has played one season out of the 3 he's been in the NBA and got
And what has Michael Porter played?
a massive. But
Okay,
Michael
you
Porter
keep bringing
didn't
up
just
Michael
sign a
Porter.
$2 million contract.
Hold on, but you keep bringing up Michael Porter. If Michael Porter doesn't play in Denver, Denver still could be competitive with the rest of the pieces that they have.
They had 47
And
wins.
the Pelicans just proved it. The Pelicans just proved the exact same thing. That without Zion, they can still be competitive.
Right. But you're missing the point. The point is with Zion, the Pelicans have a shot to make a run. That's different.
Right. All I'm saying is,
Michael
don't
Porter's
you two
not gonna
guys get
necessarily
excited?
make them make a run.
I'm okay with all that, Lord. I'm just saying, don't you two guys both get excited and say, "Oh, I love Denver and Michael Porter's potential." It's the same thing as Zion.
It's not the same thing to me.
It's the same thing. Jesse? We talk about it all the time. Availability, the best ability,
But you're
same
mixing-
thing.
But you're mixing up two different things. You're trying to say
Okay.
that Michael
Okay.
Porter and
Okay.
Zion are on the same level. They're not. Michael Porter playing might give them another 7 games, maybe. Zion
I don't agree
Williams
with
playing-
that. No.
Zion Williams puts
Oh,
them
no.
in the top
See,
3-4 in the conference.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because Michael Porter without a back injury could possibly be better than Jason Tatum right now without the back injury. That's how good he was. That's how good Michael Porter was coming out of high school, going to college. He sat out a whole year in college because of the back.
You have a very high value on Michael Porter. I don't have that high value. I don't have that.
I follow these people in high school and college.
Denver was also missing Murray all year.
Right.
I'm not refuting that. That's fine. I'm not refuting none of that. I'm just saying for you guys to get so excited about Michael Porter and oh my God, and we don't know his potential.
No, we're not super excited. We're saying they won 47 games, one game less than Utah, who had Mitchell and Gobert for the whole season. And the only thing Denver was missing was Murray and Porter.
Right.
Murray takes them well above 47 wins, and Porter
We don't
is
know
an
that.
unbelievable compliment
Yeah, we
with
do.
a high
We've seen
ceiling.
We've already seen it.
Zion just got a max rookie extension, and he's played 1 year in the NBA.
Hold on. Didn't Murray take them to the top 2 or 3 in the conference 2 years in a row?
The top 2 or 3
Him
what?
and Jokic?
What talking about like what Miami and Phoenix just did?
Okay, but that's not the point. The point is Michael Porter.
Murray didn't do that though. No, Murray didn't do that. Jokic was the best player on the team. The MVP was the best player on that team. He'd been putting up solid numbers like that. Go look at Murray numbers then. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to relax. Y'all got to relax. Hey, y'all need to relax. Y'all got to stop. I'm glad y'all excited about Denver. We know Denver ain't gonna do. We know Denver's not gonna do shit for the next 4 years. We know that they won't be in the NBA finals. We know that. Come on, y'all, stop.
Right.
Stop. It's a feel good story. Who's next? Stop.
So with that same statement, Memphis is not gonna.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Y'all don't believe in Memphis either.
Okay.
Are the young boys coming, or is this a typical Memphis story?
No,
I don't believe
if Murray and Porter come back, right, with Gordon, Jokic, and the rest of that team, Denver's better than Memphis.
First of all, I don't believe in nobody who's played in the league less than 4 years talking about what they would do to Michael Jordan.
You know what?
I have
You know what?
You have lost all credibility to me.
Jesse, I will co-sign what you just said because I think you're right. I think Memphis is good. I think Denver is great.
You got 4 teams
Healthy
in
Denver.
the West.
Healthy Denver.
Healthy
Healthy Denver.
Denver.
Teams in the West.
Healthy Denver is better than
Are we
Memphis.
assuming?
No.
Are we assuming
No,
that they're going to
If
be?
we got- no.
Y'all got to be
The
kidding.
only things that happen, Kyrie goes to LA, and Murray and Porter come back,
Right.
right? And let's say KD goes to Phoenix. Let's say all that happens. Phoenix, Golden State, Denver, and LA are the top 4 teams in the West.
Right. Both LAs.
No, Clippers aren't the top 4 team in the West.
Barring injury?
Barring injury, the Clippers are not a top 4 team in the West.
Where would you put them then? Where they?
So no John Wall, no Leonard.
Are they
No
are they better
PG-13?
with, are they better with Phoenix than Phoenix with KD?
No.
Are
We
they
don't know
better
if KD's
than,
going to Phoenix though.
are they better than the Lakers
But
with
he said
Kyrie?
that they do. He said that they do.
Are they better than the Lakers with Kyrie? Healthy
Maybe.
AD, LeBron.
Record-wise, they might be.
That's close.
That's close.
But depending on the
Clippers,
bench,
Lakers.
depending on the bench factor.
Because we're still top heavy. Now we're a whole hell of a lot better top heavy this time.
Are they better than Golden State?
No.
No,
God,
hell no.
God, no.
Okay, and I don't think they're better than Denver.
That's ooh.
Could be a watch.
I just don't understand why we put so much stock in Denver. But I guess we'll talk about the next 4 years.
I just put the stock in Denver because I know what I saw in the bubble, and that team looked like they were coming.
Yeah, I saw Dwight Howard. Wreck shop on them too. Yeah. I saw us insert him into the starting lineup against Jokic. Okay.
Now,
Well,
last
that's
year-
because he had 6 fouls to give.
Barring everybody's healthy this year,
Yeah, we
it's gonna
needed
be.
him.
barring
Hey,
everybody healthy
that
this year,
bubble
it's gonna be
team,
the
that
biggest
bubble
thing.
team won one game against the Lakers, and Dwight Howard was the starting center against the MVP, Jokic.
But we said they were coming. We didn't say where they were there. We said they were coming.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Because think
Coming
about
over.
when did they lose to the Lakers?
Western Conference
When
Finals.
did they lose to the Lakers?
No, not the Western Conference Finals. They second round, wasn't it?
No. They went
Western
to
Conference
Western
Finals?
Conference Finals. Remember they beat Clippers, and then they beat Houston, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
Or
then
maybe I got it the other way around.
No.
They beat Houston, then they beat
the next year they lost Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and they
Right.
still finished with the fifth best record in the NBA,
Right.
one game behind Utah, which is now
That's what
out.
I'm saying. It felt like they were coming. Now maybe that's over because maybe Murray can't recapture that. Maybe the injury, he's got.
Maybe Michael Porter can't recapture it.
Huh?
Maybe Michael Porter can't recapture it.
That's very
It's a
true.
back.
Listen,
It's a back.
I said it earlier. Backs don't. I mean, backs are hard to get past. So
Maybe Zion can't recapture it.
It took Bird. It took Bird out. At the end of the day, it took Bird out.
Yeah.
Bird
Yeah,
had some years left. Bird had some years left of hitting 26 on you easily.
Boy, Terry Johnson's killing me.
What do you say now?
He said Drew Holiday would be the fifth best defensive player on the Celtics right now.
But listen, that's my friend. He's a retard when it comes to sports. Just let him make
my
it.
bad.
Wow.
I'm just telling you. Don't
That's
go
right.
by nothing he say.
All right.
He could be a pastor with a kingdom in heaven. That'll make him right.
Wow. Y'all rough tonight. Y'all rough. Let's go to the last question of the night. Tiger went in on the live guys. Y'all got any thoughts on that?
I got one question for y'all. Fast answer. What does LIV stand for?
No clue.
Oh gosh, I got it.
It's a club in Miami.
Roman numeral 54.
Right, 54 because they play 54 holes. Yeah, right.
So
you got
is
any
it the
thoughts?
54 tour or is it the LIV tour?
They keep calling it live.
Because have you ever said Roman numerals and spelled them out like LIV?
No, it sounds stupid.
Or Xi. Or,
Right, it sounds dumb, but that's
or
what they're
V.
doing.
Or Vi. Or
Right.
Zv.
Right. I don't. You know what? I don't think my position about the live thing has changed.
Hold on. Did we just lose the best black golfer in the room when we talk about Tiger Woods?
I'm back. Chad may have something to say about that, by the way.
Nah, you got it. I'll concede.
I've never seen Chad play golf, and I may lose a shit ton of money, but I know where I'm placing it. That's all I gotta say.
I'll concede. I'll concede on this one.
Chill. Y'all got to chill. Relax, guys.
y'all doing the most.
I think Tiger Woods, man, he's just displaying his loyalty to the PGA Tour. After all he's been through and all the headlines he's made, and the PGA Tour didn't, to my knowledge, turn their back on him. He's just displaying loyalty and expressing his opinion on the young bucks coming in making the guaranteed money, and he's saying they're not earning it. So.
Oh, I got it.
Can I ask a question? What is their crime?
So hold on. Can I piggyback off that? Because I wanted to go last, but
Well, jump on in. It sounds like you got to go now.
I got to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know when you just got to?
You got to. I got
Like,
to do it.
I can't wait. This ain't something I can be passionate at. I got to finish now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lord, you
I
know
know.
what I'm saying?
I know.
Sometimes it's just so good. You just got to.
You got to get in there.
So I don't think Tiger was talking about the PGA Tour. You got to understand Tiger. Fundamentally at the core, there's only one thing he cares about. Winning majors.
18.
And until and he caveated a lot of what he said, right? First of all, it's the first time he talked about it. Second of all, he's talking about it at the 150th British Open Championship. Third, he just got voted in as an honorary member to St. Andrews. Fourth, this is kind of the Jack passing baton to Tiger. There's all these photo shoots on and on and on.
Right.
Fifth, he's won the Open Championship twice at St. Andrews, right?
Love St.
And I think Tiger's talking about majors and Tiger's talking about competition. And what doesn't register for Tiger in his brain, right, is anybody that's going to eliminate themselves from the possibility of competing for who can get the most majors of all time, right? If you're not, it's like Lakers and Celtics. If you're not talking about championships, We got nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about.
You can talk about, I was out of the playoffs, now I'm going to be in the playoffs. I was 8, now I'm going to be the 4th seed. I made it to the Eastern Conference Finals 8 years in a row. Like, Tiger's like, what are you talking about? That we're not talking the same language. There's only one thing that matters to me, and that's winning majors. And if you go over there, you cannot compete in the majors. Now, he caveated that by saying, you know, the world golf could change. They could give points to the Live Tour, and that would allow them to compete then in the majors because they'd have enough points to qualify and stuff like that. And then you got federal court things that are going on whether or not the PGA Tour has the right to sanction players with lifetime bans, especially for majors, even players who have lifetime exemptions from certain majors, right? But so he caveated that and said, hey, a lot of stuff still has to play out, right? But as of now, today, the information that I have this second, the information that those players who made that decision to leave have right now at their disposal, right? No guarantees that anything's going to change. I don't understand. I cannot comprehend. It doesn't make sense to me why anybody would give up the chance, regardless of the amount of money, right, to compete in majors and win majors. And the second that you do that, right, Tiger's basically saying you could take $500 million out of my back pocket. I still want my 14 or my 15, and I still want to compete for 18, right? Like, that's all that matters.
Right.
So there's not an amount of money that would take that competitive, that competition out of me. So it doesn't register for him, right? It's like a foreign language.
Right.
That being said, he's also talking from a fucking platform of 15 majors and 83 tour wins, and
while holding $1 billion.
Yeah, and a couple of billion in the back
right,
pocket, right? From everything that's happened outside of golf and inside of golf and everything else.
Right.
So I think there's a loyalty to the tour, and he's helped build the tour and all that. Like, I get that perspective, but I think for Tiger, it's like, if you can compete in majors and go make an extra $200 million a year, okay, I don't think he'd have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the fact that you can't today, the way everything's constructed, I don't think he understands why people will walk away for a $100 million paycheck and not be able to compete at the highest level.
And for me, I just don't understand the crime. I get it. I get what you're saying, Tiger. I understand the vitriol that you spit out today. I totally understand. What I don't get is why it matters to you. You've made your money. You are 15. You make it to 18, and your legacy is complete. But we know that in life, things change and they evolve. Listen, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we're going to have a long conversation on Believe in the ACC about how college football will never be the same again. Ever. It's over. It will never look like the rivalries, the conferences. That shit is done.
Yeah, you're going to have to change the name of your show.
Right. You got to say Believe in College Sports, because that's what it is.
There's no more ACC shows.
There's no more. There's not going to be no more ACC. There's no more any of that. It's over. So my point is, this is where we are. And guess what, PGA? No matter how you try to sanction these guys, no matter how you try to stop them from competing in majors or whatever else you do, you're going to have to acquiesce too. Because guess what people are not going to do? They're not going to lose money just because you said they should.
No, and Lloyd, you're right, because they absolutely have. You know, the entire premise of everything that the PGA has come out with over the last 6 months about how this is bad for the game and bad for the sport and bad for this and that, right? Cam and I talked about this probably a month ago. The PGA is a nonprofit organization, okay?
Right.
PGA is sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars in the coffer, right? That they're not paying out, that they're not spending, right? If you were truly operating as a nonprofit in the true nature, right, of what a nonprofit should be, you should be completely expending all of your profits, right, to better the mission of whatever you're trying to achieve.
Right.
The PGA could spend that money and increase purses, right, and so on and so forth, and change the way that now. Guess what? Live comes out, everybody hates it, lifetime bans, PGA saying it's bad for golf, whether live is sustainable or not, whether it comes from blood money or not, whatever your morality is or not, the number one thing is that the live tour has perpetuated the game of golf. It has lifted and grown the game of golf for the players on the PGA Tour, because now they've changed their season schedule, right, to be a calendar year and not involve this weird off season in the winter, right, when a lot of players don't play. Right. They've expanded purses, right? They've created additional tournaments and scoring systems that are going to put more money in the back pockets of the players.
And let's pause there for a second, Jesse, because that piece right there is maybe the most important piece. It's not just the players; it's the players who would not make that money on the PGA Tour. That's the thing, because it's what you said at the beginning: billion-dollar corporation not taking care of its employees or its contract workers. I'll say it that way. That's probably more accurate. You're not taking care of your contract workers. So now your contract worker saying, I'm a contract worker. I'm not an employee. I'm a contract worker. So I'm going to go with the better contract. But the PGA Tour is now paying out more money, right? Their new schedule next year is going to have bigger tournaments, higher purses, right? Different season timing. Because of the live tour, that's the rumor.
Golf has gotten better on the PGA Tour for the players on the PGA Tour. So even the guys that didn't go over are benefiting because of what's going on with the live tour. So Greg Norman is 1,000% right. He has made the game of golf better. And and everybody that is a professional in the game of golf is going to benefit as a result of what they're doing.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little competition as far as get things changed to make changes.
Absolutely, he's disrupting the game, man, and that's always going to be good because you got to keep up with disruption.
All this is AEW trying to put pressure on WWE. That's all it is.
Basically, that's all it is.
That's all it is,
and it's going to work.
Yeah, it is going to work,
and the PGA Tour is going to benefit as a result.
Yeah, it is going to work. So I don't have an issue with it. I know again. I think you said it eloquently. I understand Tiger's pissed, and a lot of the guys are Rory. I don't think
he's pissed.
Well, but you know what I mean. He's carrying the flag. Him and Rory.
He doesn't know, but no, he's not carrying the flag. See, I don't think any of that. I just don't think Tiger. Cam, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Tiger understands. You're making a decision today to do that, and now you can't compete in majors.
But I agree with you. But at the same time. Let's listen. You know how business works, just like I do. He's being asked to carry the flag. That statement was not just Tiger Woods in a hissy. That statement was Tiger Woods talking to PGA guys saying, "Hey man, we got to stop the bleeding," which I get. I understand it. I get it all the way across the board. Doesn't change. Doesn't change.
I don't think that. No, I think it's the same way if you interviewed Kobe about something like that. Kobe's talking about being competitive, and Kobe's talking about winning championships, and that's all Kobe cares about. And nothing else really matters. And that's all you're talking to Tiger about. If you can't compete in the majors, why are you playing golf? I think that's Tiger's perspective. And so someone can pay you that extra $200 million, but you can't play in majors. I'd rather play in majors and win majors and not make any money. And again, he's talking from a multi-billion-dollar platform, but at the same point in time, I think that's the only thing he cares about. It's competition. And if you can't compete at the highest level, then what you're doing doesn't matter.
Competition and atmosphere, because he did say, that they're playing blaring music and different things that they're doing. That so I mean, atmosphere and competition, I think.
I will agree, and then.
But Tiger Woods has made a hole-in-one on the 16th hole out of Phoenix, right? With everybody cheering, so he might need a little noise. That might be helpful.
I'll agree and disagree a little bit, but my disagreement is not that big of a disagreement. We're not. The premise of everything you said, I completely 1,000% agree with. So, but having said all that, Liv has done nothing but help golf. I agree 1,000%.
Come on, Cam.
Yeah.
I would say, since I love the game of golf, if Justin
as a
Thomas
black man in America,
he's not the only black man that likes golf. Let's move on.
Growing up in the Tiger Woods era. Imagine being a political advocate in the 70s with Martin Luther King.
Oh my God! Go, Cam.
Go ahead, Cam. Go ahead.
First of all, First of all, Mr. Wright, who is my favorite golfer?
Phil Mickelson,
hands down. So if this was Justin Thomas talking, if this was Jordan Spieth talking, they would get some kind of something across to what they're trying to say. It would not come across as Tiger, who has won all these majors, won all this money. I'm telling you, Tiger is coming from a different platform than what anybody else that's in the PGA would say. I'm telling you right now, because his number one thought is, you guys, not gonna say y'all bums, but y'all don't want to work for this. Now, I think the live golfers is more of free agents of Jalen Brunson's. I think they're Jalen Brunson's going to go get what they can get because they can't compete because they have come short on this end because of certain people.
Facts.
Okay, Tiger is coming.
DJ and Brooks maybe being the exception.
But you know what? Here's the reality.
I agree.
You get what the market is willing to pay you. That's how it works. So whether you deserve it or not doesn't matter. You get what somebody says, I'll pay you. And Liv has said, we'll pay you this. Okay.
That's right.
Hey, okay, so in basketball, let's go back to basketball.
Yeah.
If something like this was going on in basketball, people would say how they feel. Kobe will come from a different angle from all kind of thinking what people are talking about, because you're talking to the greatest of the sport of what's going on.
And he's a loyalist.
And
he's a loyalist. He's loyal.
In some things.
No, he's competitive. It's all about competition.
He's competitive. This is the competitiveness. That's what I'm saying.
I think they go hand in hand when you start talking about guys like Kobe, like Jordan. Those guys love the NBA. They're not going to go to the CBA and compete.
No, they love being the greatest, and you can only be the greatest if you put marks on the board, and the only marks on the board are majors.
We're saying the same thing differently. You can't be the greatest winning the CBA title. You're the greatest when you win the NBA title. You can't be the greatest winning live.
Unless you're Ichiro.
Huh?
Hey, Jordan and Kobe got more of a voice. Jordan and Kobe has had way more of a voice than the Dr. J has, because Dr. J was winning championships over there.
Right. So it's an interesting situation. I just think it's the PGA's got to figure it out, and not they're spending way too much time trying to say whatever. Just get out and get together.
When the headquarters open up right down the street from my house, I'd love to have you guys out.
Chad, I'll invite you when I'm the CEO.
Oh well, great. Don't raise my property taxes either.
All right. What we got shout outs wise, guys?
Oh, I'll go last.
Hold on, this show's not over, right?
Yes, it's it. We're done.
No, this is a great show. We got another hour.
It is a great show. It is a great show.
Before we get a shout out,
we still got another hour in the tank.
Before we give the shout outs, I just want to throw this number out there that I had to go look up myself.
Okay.
Michael Porter Jr. averaged 14 and 6. Hold on, can I just say it without you getting all mad? I may be supporting. Hey man, I may be supporting what you said.
We got you, baby. Go ahead.
The first year, how many games did Michael Porter play first year?
22.
0 games.
I was gonna say it wasn't a lot.
The second year, how many games did Michael Porter play?
22.
55. The third year, how many did he play?
22.
61, and then 9 games.
So the whole average is at 22, right?
Zion.
Add them up, divided by 4, you get 22.
Zion. So when you're talking about just the points and the stats, you're just talking about the points and the stats. Michael Porter Jr. averaged 14-6 for his career. Murray has averaged 16 and 3 for his career. Zion has averaged 25 and 7. I don't care what you say. They in the same boat. We don't know if either one is going to be able to play. We don't know that.
But Zion's the number 1 on his team. Murray might be the.
He is not the number 1 on his team, Jesse.
And the ceiling at a 3
he's number 1.
Being
he's better than Ingram. Hey, he's better than Ingram.
Well, he's
Zion,
paid
yes.
He's paid like he's the number 1.
Jesse, shut up.
I can't talk about your favorite player in basketball. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. I'll talk about Tom Brady. Don't you do that?
Oh man, this is good.
And he's the best too.
Say, man, this boy. I said something about Tom Brady today, and his little son called me a ding dong. He said, "Are you crazy, Uncle Cam? You're a ding dong right now talking about Tom Brady."
Oh wow.
Hey, so he got his kids, bro.
Yes,
So I don't want no
Bible
trouble.
says, train a child in the way that he should go.
That's what the Bible says. Shout out to the Bible.
That's what it said.
Hey, you quote Wu-Tang, I quote the Bible. We the same.
Same. You same.
I'm done.
Jack,
I'm done.
start us out on these shout outs.
And shout out to you guys right here, man. Good to be back and talking these sports with you guys, man. Appreciate y'all, everything you guys do and everything you bring to the show. Also, shouting out Reggie, and his family, the Menasaber family and the Love family, definitely, shouting you guys out today on this day, and just thank you for all the listeners to following us back and listening to us.
Yeah. I'll go next here. My shout outs are very simple. I want to give a weird shout out to Big E from the WWE, who's still in recovery from a spinal injury.
Recovery coming.
Yeah, he's trying to make his way back, and that's never an easy thing to do. But the brother's a fighter, and I'm a fan of his, man. So I want to give him a shout out. And then I want to give a shout out to you guys as well, man. It's good to see my brothers in arms. You have entertained me interestingly all day today, although that was a weird conversation to be talking about, but whatever. It was interesting. And the 6 a.m. thing, thank God my phone was on silent. But I appreciate y'all, man. Let's keep it going, man. And again, shout out to Reggie as they celebrate the not the homegoing, but the memory of the matriarch of their family today. We send our love and thoughts and prayers to them. And shout out to my grandmother. I'm at my grandmother's house. That's why the background is saying. I'm at my 98-year-old grandmother's house. So shout out to her. Okay, now I'm done. Come on, Jesse.
Is it my turn already?
It is your turn.
I'm not sure I'm ready to go.
Well,
You got no choice.
you had to argue with Cam on that. Free BG.
Cam, go for me so I can do something.
I can't do that. You just got to wait and do your something.
Oh,
I have to end this show right.
Well, listen.
I play paper, rock, scissors. So.
We about to end this show, period, if y'all want to come on.
Lord, don't be like
You
that.
hold on, man. You in meetings till midnight every night. You can
That
do
is
it.
so true. Oh, my God.
You miss
Oh, my
5
God.
weeks in a row.
So
Man.
You miss 5 weeks in a row. You could do a 3-hour show.
Can I tell you something? There were no lies told in that statement.
Meetings every night till
Jesus,
midnight.
there was no lies told in that statement.
Yeah.
Calm down. There's only one piece of information I'm still looking for. So if you guys want to fill some time, and
I do my shout out then.
give me 30 seconds.
I can do my shout out. It's not a problem.
This is Michael Porter Zion related. Let's keep going.
First of all, my shout out comes in the form of a question because I'm going to end every show like this going forward.
Oh my God.
I want to know who is the greatest point guard to ever play the game.
To ever play the game?
Point guard.
Yes. And Chad, I need you to not be biased on this one.
Are we considering a point guard or shooting guard? I guess
No, point guard. Point guard. I don't care what kind of guard you. We're talking about the point guard.
You know what? If you'd ask
And if you want to talk about shooting guard, Kobe is better than Steph Curry too. So I'm talking about point guard though.
Are we talking about how they classified like on the stat sheet or what they play in the
Yeah.
game?
How they're
Exactly.
classified on the stat sheet.
Hmm.
And everybody, we're the 5. We should all come up with the same answer. Let's not be biased, guys.
on the stat sheet, doesn't that have to be the current MVP?
As a point guard?
He's a point guard. He's listed as a point guard.
Who?
No, I mean the answer to the question is Magic Johnson, but
Hands down. I don't know why we do this.
Well,
we put all this thought in this stuff.
damn, we don't do this.
Stop it, guys.
Listen.
We're the 5.
Listen.
So I asked that question.
My point guard, greatest of all time and greatest player of all time, mine will always be Magic Johnson.
Okay,
It will
Chad.
never change.
Chad.
It will never change.
So we all 3 of us agree. Chad.
But I'm trying not to be I'm trying to be non-biased too.
I understand, but we got the truth got to be the truth though. The truth got to be the truth though.
Okay.
Chad,
I'll go with the consensus.
okay,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Now, my next question to y'all guys is: This is my shout
like
out.
you're extending the show right now. But go ahead.
Well, I might be, but it's okay. You've been in the meetings. Is
Man.
LeBron James better than Magic Johnson? Period.
Better than Magic Johnson.
Yes.
Better than
Yes.
So LeBron James is better than the best point guard to ever play the game. And
Well, hold on. Hold
on.
You asked us the question. They tell me to hold on and answer the question at the same time.
You want to answer the question?
You want to answer the question or not? Okay, then. See, that's why your screen froze up. The Lord don't like ugly. Is he his resume is for sure better. His resume is for sure. Come on, man. 9 finals in a row. Come on, man. 3 different teams. Come on, man. That's a better resume.
LeBron's better than Magic.
Yeah, I'll give it to him, man. I'll give it to him.
I'm never gonna do that. I'm gonna say Magic always.
I'll give it to him. I don't know.
Now I may know the truth.
So you're being biased then. So you just admitted to being biased.
What's your point?
I'm just saying that LeBron James is better than I'm just saying that LeBron James is greater than the best point guard to ever play the game and an NBA all-time leading scorer.
Were you this LeBron James when he was in Cleveland?
Do what now?
Were you this LeBron James when he was in Cleveland?
What jersey did I have on at the NBA Finals, Jess?
Tatum.
I've been a LeBron James fan all my life. This has nothing to do with him being a Laker.
Here recently you had on a Boston Celtics jersey. So.
I did, and that's my closing here. I want to show it to you right here, and that's my closing thing here. Let me justify why I had to word this. First of all, I went to the game with a Golden State versus Boston Celtics shirt on, and that's why I was wearing. And then I was gave wind to where we were sitting at, and I was given an ultimatum of where we were sitting at, because I had no clue we were sitting on the floor.
Wow!
And so I was told, hey, by the way, these tickets cost this amount of money, and this is where we're sitting at. But in order for you to sit there,
wow,
you're gonna have to wear one of these.
Dang.
Let me tell you something. God,
so you made a business decision.
Let me tell you something. God is good, and God is good. Hold on, God is good, and it took no prayer for me to make that decision. Thank you very much. I just want you guys to know that.
First of all, I'm not sure God had anything to do with that decision. To start with,
yes, he did. And my thing to you guys is, hey, Shaq wore both jerseys, and ain't nobody said nothing.
I said something.
Rick Fox wore both jerseys. Ray John Rondo wore both jerseys, and ain't nobody talking about it. So guess what I'm gonna do?
Did Jesse give you $1 million? Did he give you $1 million? To wear his jersey?
I know what those tickets cost, and I know what the offer was on the table. And guess what I said?
Small sacrifice.
Celtics, and I won money off the series.
Small sacrifice. All right. Are you ready, Jesse?
I
was longer than 30 seconds.
All right, let's go. Come on.
No, I'm ready. All right.
Come on, man. Lloyd got four more meetings to go to tonight. Come on.
I do have a meeting here in a little bit. Yeah.
This guy don't never quit.
I can't. I love y'all too much, man. I believe in the 5.
Yeah, we love you too, brother.
A wise man once said, if you don't work, you don't eat. You don't grind, you don't shine.
That's it.
Wise man once said.
What we're looking at is
all right. Shohei Ohtani.
Shout out to Shohei. My God.
These are his offensive stats this year.
Jesus.
He leads the Angels in games played, at bats, hits, RBIs, walks. Right? He's second in doubles. He's second in stolen bases. He's second in home runs. Right? And he's second in batting average. Okay? And offensively, you right up at the top. Mike Trout, who a lot of people say the best player overall, right, from a WAR perspective, stat perspective in Major League Baseball. And Shohei Ohtani is as good, if not better, in multiple important stats offensively. True?
True.
So if we go to pitching, Shohei Ohtani leads the Angels in games started, in wins, in innings pitched, in strikeouts, right?
Wow.
In ERA, in WHIP, and in WAR. He is in the middle of a 28.2 inning scoreless inning streak, right? Which means he's halfway to the record of Oral Hershiser of 59. And he pitches tonight at 10 o'clock, right? 9:40. We get off this call, he's pitching, and I'm watching the game.
Okay.
If we're not talking about Shohei Ohtani every single day, we're doing a disservice to sports. This man is doing things that nobody has ever done, including Babe Ruth, in an era 100 years ago. Right? And we understand how sports evolve and how competition evolves and how athletics and athleticism and the ability of the players and everything else evolves. He is absolutely, to me, the greatest athlete in his sport that exists today. Right? He doesn't have championships like Brady and all this stuff, but what he is doing, the performance that he's putting on the field is more well-rounded and is more impactful to his team than, as far as I'm concerned, any player has done in a single season, right? So far. And did he win the MVP last year?
Got Trout won it.
I don't remember.
I thought it was Mike Trout.
Yeah, we have to find it. I don't remember that.
That's an unbelievable story, though.
Listen. I don't argue with anything that you said.
He won the MVP last year.
Yeah, I don't argue with anything that you said here about him. I just hate that he's on a team that's 20 games back.
Oh, and that's it. But I think that's
not
going
his
to
fault.
change too.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Right.
It's not his fault. It's not Trout's fault.
Right.
They're just the rest of their team sucks. That's just what it is. And by the way, Shohei's gonna make a great Yankee or Red Sox. So at some point. So there you go. That's a great shout out. That is a great shout out. We're definitely gonna get some baseball in at some point here. Because all the sports collide at some point here in just a little bit, so we got to get them in. But I have enjoyed myself thoroughly. I think that's a great way to end the show. Man, you guys are amazing, and we'll do it again next week because this is what we do. And until then, that is Chad Major, that is Jesse Wright, that is Big Cam, Lloyd Spence. We out of here.
I will get you 10 when you're plugging in with the there's no mystery. Let's make history with the oh, the strong 2 and 3. Add 1 more plus me and do the 5. Yeah. Keep it on the floor, and the funk was 4, and you got 5. I said before.